Yo, yo, yo. What's cooking? What's cracking? Peace, 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 everybody, man. Welcome back. We back in the building. You know what it is, man. Your two favorite co-hosts, man. Your boy, me, Unpopular Opinion Sportsman, and my co-host, Mr. Coach Ed Gladly. Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. I see you got a new logo, man.
Mhm.
What's good, man? How you feeling? What's good with you, bro?
Peace and blessings to everyone. I'm glad to be back. Everyone ready to bring you the heart of the city, bring you that hot flavor, man. So I'm really excited, man. So how about you? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? Making some adjustments, man. So we back though, rocking and rolling, man. You know how it is, man. We stay
Hmm.
grinding. Um, you know, whether we on this platform or somewhere else
Hmm.
doing something else. So that's how it is always, man. But like I always like to do, man, what's good, man? Shout out to the chat. My
Hmm.
man Mac, the Giants fan. What's good, Mac? What's up, man? What's good with you, man? Of course, we got Daniel Berry in the building. What's good, Daniel Berry Sports? Peace, peace, peace. Lots to get into though tonight.
There goes the big Aristotle, also
New.
known as Superman, Shaq Diesel. I'm sorry, I was looking at TNT for a second, so I just like messing with Shaq's voice.
Yeah, Shaq is an interesting character.
Hmm.
Needless to say.
Hmm.
Um, but what's been going on, man? What's been going on in the NYC area, man? Man, talk to me, coach, man. What's good with you, man? What have you been having your eyes on here recently, man? In New York, man, in the city, man, heart of the city, man.
Well, we already know what it gets down to. Um, all the steam, the action with the New York Football Giants, the debate because you got the draft coming up, you know, and right now you got the NBA with the playoffs, and then
Mm-hmm.
baseball's about ready to start. What's going on with the Yankees? Losing Cole, but we'll get into that. And the Mets, so and some of the things that are going on with the NCAA. What locals, if any, are out there competing? So and also in college sports, which I'll get into in Coach's Corner, the hot, the heavy, the transfer portal. Man, there's a lot going on. So
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. That transfer portal, man. And open
hey,
up a can of worms here with that.
no, 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 no. You got all these big universities and conferences making all this money, man, and you don't want to give the kids no money and make it seem like they're the problems. No, man, they're out there. Yeah, they're getting an education, but they're putting their bodies on the line, man. So they need to get a piece of the pie too. So it's
Hmm.
enough for everyone. So it's just that what some universities. Let's keep it real, some universities don't want to open up their pockets. They
Nah,
they
of course
they
not.
they want to keep as much as they can instead of what, do what you got to do because if you spend a little bit in the end, you're going to get more students coming into your university, better athletes. TV money is going to keep rising, and who knows, you may win a championship along the way somewhere. But hey, that's me. That's how I look at it. I'm just the old coach.
Hey man, I don't blame you, man, because for real, these universities, these schools, man, make billions and billions of dollars, man.
Hmm.
And to cut somebody out and say, hey, you can do this for us, but you can't have none of the bread for it. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's pretty much what it comes down to, man. And whether or not people like it, this thing is here to stay. It's not going nowhere, and people have to get over it and let these kids eat and make their money. It's gonna change things, yeah, but you know things are always changing. in sports, man. Look at the
Hmm.
rules, some of the rule changes they got right now in the NFL. So I mean, yeah.
Don't get me started there. Don't get me started there. So, but in terms of the NIL, I also love the fact that the ladies are also getting a piece of the pie. As a girl
Mhm.
dad, I love seeing that. As a dad, a grandfather of a girl, I love seeing that. It's not just the boys anymore. I mean, Caitlin Clark, look what she's doing. She's drawing eyes to the sport. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm loving that. So now it draws more TV money, more fans to the stadium, and it gives the ladies opportunity to go out there and make that money. And before you get to the NFL, now because you're starting to see in the NFL with the draft, you know these guys are understanding their impact and they control the narrative. So, and a lot of old schools, owners, leagues, they don't like it, but hey, you're making money off of their backs, whether it's in the NFL, pro sports, or in college. Well, you know what? Kids are smart. They understand they are a business. Let's be real. Yes, it's a small percentage that makes it to the pros, and I get it. But if you're in college, hey, if you can walk away from college with a free education and walk away with $500,000 in the bank, who wouldn't want to do that? You don't have
Mhm.
no college debt, and you go out there into your career and have money in the bank and be set for, basically set yourself up. Man, that to me is the beauty. That is capitalism at its best. We're in a capitalistic environment. Let them go ahead and capitalize instead of shutting them down. So, but again,
Mhm.
when it comes to college athletics, I'll go on and on and on about it. So, but let's get to the meat and potatoes right now. Where
All
you want to
right,
go? You
man.
want to go to the NFL, the NBA, or Major League?
We're gonna start off with the New York Knicks here. Shout out to Coach Dave. What's good, Coach Dave, man? Appreciate you tuning in. Mets, appreciate you, Mets. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Appreciate you coming through, man, showing support. Um, let's start with the NBA here a little bit. I haven't got to talk about NBA a lot here often.
But why,
Um,
why why we can't start with the Nets, bro?
it's not much to
I'm
talk
messing with
about,
you. I'm
to be
messing
honest
with
with you.
you. I'm messing with you.
Um,
I know. I got. I
the
got to
team
get a
is
little
a
bit.
utter disaster. They are an abomination of a basketball team. Just and the question is with the Nets for me is who's gonna be the next head coach? Because it ain't gonna be Kevin Ollie.
Mhm.
And Sean Marks, I don't know. I still don't understand why he's employed. Um, and we just, I mean, he took this man took Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden and turned it into Ben Simmons and Mikal Bridges.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh, don't forget. Y'all don't have any draft picks this coming draft season either.
No, you don't have no draft picks. Um, you don't have your draft pick next year. You have Phoenix's draft pick next year. From
Hmm.
the Kevin Durant trade, and then you don't have your draft pick again in 2026 either because that goes to Houston. So
Hmm.
you you don't got your for the next 3 years. Like, how you gonna get better? And
Bro,
you
I understand. I mean, when Breezy and Leaf and them were talking about trying to get Edie from Purdue, and I said, first of all, he's a big guy, and I don't know if his game truly translates to today's NBA because he doesn't have the mobility to keep up with stretch fives. But I mean, as a
Mhm.
big man, yeah, he's old school. He can dominate down in the post, and he can get you rebounds and he can score there, but the question is on the other side. But my point being is to get him, even if he's a second round, you got to get a second round draft pick. And
Yeah.
what are you going to do to get? I mean, who on your team do you think is if you're going to trade? Who on your team has value?
It's got to be Bridges.
Wow.
If you're gonna trade somebody, it's got to be Mikal Bridges now. And Nets fans don't want to hear this, man. But look, you're gonna have to pick between him and Cam Thomas.
Ooh.
You got to pick one. You're not telling me that because look, when I watch the Nets have no chemistry on the court. You have to have chemistry. They do not have chemistry together. You can tell because they are always turning the basketball over.
Hmm. Hmm.
They need to figure out what to do with these two players. You gotta flip one of them, man, for another star.
Well, the one you probably will get the most for, honestly, is Bridges.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
I,
I'm
I
saying.
I'll be honest with you. You know the Knicks would love him.
Man, I would never trade that
I
dude
know
to the
that.
Knicks.
I know that. I
There's no
know that.
way in
I
hell.
know that because he's going to be with. First of all, it's the Knicks. I understand. It's the city, but also because his brothers are over there, and it's just like, why are you, Because I've seen all the little picture or gifs or whatever where people have Brunson, him, OG, Randall, and um, Mitchell, as your starting five, and of course, you have Devo coming off the bench. So, yeah, I agree with you. I would be surprised if the Nets were like, okay, well, but then again, if the Knicks were to give you 4 or 3 first round draft picks and a couple of second rounders, you'd be hard pressed not to to turn that down, bro.
Say what now? How many
And I
picks?
just said, and I've heard that they turned down 4 before. So if the Knicks gave them 3, maybe one unprotected and 2 of the other, because remember the Knicks have what, 7? It's just
If
6, and a couple of second rounders, because the Knicks have I think 11 second round draft picks.
bro, if the Knicks are perennial playoff contention and Eastern
Hmm.
Conference Finals, those picks ain't worth squat.
No, but remember you have other teams. That's why I said an unprotected from them, and then the other picks that they have, because I forgot who they had. Well, Dallas is top 10
Man, we
protected.
need a player. We need talent, man. We can't. We need the picks too,
Hmm.
but how you got to get in a lottery, man. You got to get
Well,
in a
now
lottery.
is Bridges? Do you think Bridges can get you a pick in the lottery?
I guess, yeah, depending on who you trade them to.
Okay, okay. Well,
You know, shit. You send them to Toronto. You don't think that pick will be in the lottery?
I don't think Toronto would give you a lottery pick.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand your point. You're right. You need picks that will be of value. My point was like this year, you have nothing. So you're just going to be
Yeah,
standing on the
you
outside. So at least you
you
get.
SOL. Yeah, you shit out of luck this year.
I mean, how many guys are okay? You got Ben Simmons. You don't even know if this guy's going to play again. So,
Man, they just need to buy it. He need to get bought out or something because this is ridiculous.
but who else on your team is going to be back? Because that's the other issue.
Man, you got to make a decision on Claxton whether you're gonna pay him or not. Like it's nasty over there in Brooklyn. Like, what's good, Chad? What's good?
What's
What's
up, Chad?
good? Maybe I'll let some people on a little bit later, Mets.
Yeah, we
But
just
right
getting back.
now,
Let us get our
we're
feet
gonna
wet, people. Come
chop
on.
chop it up for a little bit. Yeah.
We'll
um.
give you the sloppy seconds after we get done. So, but
Oh man.
bro, I understand what you mean about the Nets, man, because it is sad to see the way it is,
Yeah, man.
and
Yeah.
and I actually hear a lot of Nets fans' frustration. It's not just you. I mean, like when Leaf and them had it on the other night, like they was going at it at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I mean the
Mm-hmm.
frustration. I was just like, damn, y'all still going at
It's nasty, man. It's
and the people that
nasty.
was coming up, I'm just like, damn, it's really like that.
Yeah,
But
man.
I mean, I also from an era where I've seen the Nets worse than it is right now. To be honest with you, I'll be honest. I've seen the Nets way worse
Mhm.
than it is right now. So, and what do the Nets always do? They build it back up. But yeah, they drop the ball and they get to this point and
Mm.
they sold their soul to the devil, and now you got to pay the price.
Yep. It's gonna be a long road ahead.
But
But
if you get the right GM, that's the first thing.
well, I want to talk about the coach. Like, so because the Nets gotta, yeah, they need to get rid of Sean Marks. But who should the
Hmm.
next head coach be? I heard Budenholzer from the ex coach from
He's a good one.
Milwaukee.
He's a
Um,
good one from Atlanta and Milwaukee. You saw what he
yeah.
did with both those programs. He would be good. I mean, could you persuade Kenny Atkinson to come back?
I don't know. That shit might have sold.
No, I
Um,
agree, but you were headed in the right direction. So if you want to kick out the money for him, that's the thing. Because if yeah, he might not want to come back, but if what's your own Joe Tsai?
yeah.
If he ponies up the money for him because he really thinks he can help, he can lead you guys back and get young guys and develop them, then that's a different story. Because and let's be honest, no matter what, you still have some pieces. It's not like you're totally barren of talent. I mean,
No,
you're
no,
you're
no.
not you're not Detroit. You're not Portland.
Oh no, no.
And that's the thing. That's why it's like, okay, well, if you get a piece here or there, you could be consistently in the plan. And I know you want to be above that, and I get it, but that's the first step. And then from there, you can, if you can get to the sixth spot, fifth spot, look at my Knicks. I mean, let's be real. The Knicks, you know how much I was screaming about Tibbs and Randall. They shut me up because they built this organization the right way. They really have. And that's the same thing I can envision for the Nets. And we're in the East, outside of Milwaukee, Boston, honestly,
Mm.
Cleveland is not there. We're not completely there because we can't stay healthy. Philly can't stay healthy. I mean, who else? Orlando's up and coming, but Chicago, I don't know what the hell is going on out there because they do have talent, but they just can't see them to play together.
Yeah.
Atlanta. I mean, we've heard that they talked about possibly trading Trey Young. So it's like
Mm.
in the East, who outside of Boston and Milwaukee? And Milwaukee is still trying to get their act together with Dame in there, but honestly, who in the East? It won't be hard for the Nets if you get the right leadership in place, even if you don't have the draft picks right
It
now. It's
can't be Sean Marks
no,
though, and they
I
seem stuck on this cat for some reason. I don't
that
know, man. It's weird, and
Sean,
I don't know, man. It's
I feel you. But Budenhauser, if he would take the job, would be a very good.
yeah. I heard maybe someone like a Sam Cassell
Mm,
um
mm,
might be never been a head coach before. Just somebody to get this situation baseline to get it functionable. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
you need a coach to come in and get you straight. You know what I'm saying? Then you could get that coach out the way and get somebody that can come in and take you over the top if that coach ain't
mm-hmm,
getting it done. But you
mm-hmm,
need a coach that just can get you to a baseline performance, man. Like, cause right now they're not gonna make the play in, and
mm-hmm.
you're giving a lottery pick, handing it to the Houston Rockets.
And they're
Um,
they're they're literally right there.
and
They're
they are
literally.
light years away better than you right now. They're
Mm-hmm,
they're in the playoffs, so they're in the Eastern Conference.
mm-hmm,
So I mean, it's just a bad look, man. But let's talk about the Knicks here.
mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So right now, as it stands, let me get my let me get advantage. Y'all hit that like button, man. You know we're a little rusty here.
It don't matter. It's just good to be back.
Oh man, there it is. All
I
right.
know Heather's not happy right now. I'll talk to her later.
Ooh, all right.
Ohio State, you got a foul now.
Boom. All right. So this is what I want to show. I know how to.
Oh, the Bulls are in the play-in. Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Notice the Brooklyn Nets aren't in this graphic though.
Mm-hmm.
So right
How?
now, go ahead.
Mhm.
What you was gonna say?
No, I was just going to ask how far back are they behind Atlanta?
5.5 games.
Oh damn, I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah, it's a wrap. They're not. That's why I'm excluding them from this conversation. Um,
Okay,
but Knicks and Magic right now. That's how it's looking. Shaping out right now.
that's
Fourth,
concerning.
4-5.
That's
Of
concerning.
course, the Knicks would have
Home court.
home court, but you
That can.
still can get the three. And of course you would play the Pacers here. I,
This,
I don't think you catch Milwaukee. It's my personal opinion. Maybe you differ, but that's your options right now. So you got the Magic, possible matchup with the Pacers, possible matchup. Um,
I'm going to be brutally honest right now.
what you thinking?
As and I know a lot of Knicks fans are, we want Randall back, we want OG back, we want Mitchell back, and I get it. But we have 11 games left, I believe, and Orlando beat us in the season series 3-1. That concerns me. And if we don't have Mitchell, I mean, if we don't have our key guys back for the playoffs and get some semblance of playing together, even if it's 5, 6 games, something, to
Mm-hmm.
try and get them to come back just right when the playoffs start, it's not a good look, man. And I understand the Knicks, even with the reserves, they have been playing phenomenally. They really had, well, not all the reserves, because that trade is starting to look like a bad one right now. But with Burks and
The Bergson.
Bogdanovich, but with Deuce, coming off the bench, he's really right now the only consistent bench guy right now until Randall and then comes back. I mean, Prince Precious is okay, but he's not consistent.
Mm.
But he does a lot of the dirty work, But then he'll give you 20 points in a game, but then he'll give you five in another game. But he does, at least gives you roughly about 6 to 8 rebounds a game. He does play the four and the five. So I mean, he gives you something. But those are your two main bench guys right now
Mm.
without Julius, without Mitchell, and without OG. Now, with those three come back, Mitchell Robinson said he'll come off the bench, which okay, he wants to work his way back,
Wow. Okay.
and I'm fine with that because Hartenstein he's giving you something, especially on the offensive side. You
Yeah,
know,
he's been playing pretty well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's no slouch on the defensive end, so he's fine. Now Julius, that's going to be the key, especially in the playoffs, because every Knicks fan always said the same thing. He'll do great during the regular season, come the playoffs, man, he's nowhere to be found. And and,
But y'all
and
got Jalen Brunson though, right?
yes, I understand that, but look at
That's
last
the
year.
superstar, Mr. Jalen
You
Brunson is
still need more than Jalen.
MVP, man.
Jalen Brunson cannot do it by himself in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Not by himself, because teams are going to blitz him and take the ball out of his hands. You still need now Dante. If Dante can keep playing like he's been playing, especially yesterday, and a 40 pieces is I'm not expecting that, but if he can give us 20 to 22, 23 points, then
I
it
mean, he can
changes.
shoot.
Yes,
Yeah. I
he
mean,
could shoot, but what I'm saying is if he can give you that right there,
I don't think he gonna take over no game though.
No, I mean last night was Detroit. That's why it was like okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But my thing is, you know what? If he's shooting from the outside and he's giving you 20, 22, 23 points, then that helps about with Julius. That also takes the pressure off of Julius. Then he can start working himself back into a rhythm. Then that's a different story. Now, if he's going up against Orlando, and he's really getting into a groove, then yes. I mean the Wagner boys. I mean, for all how good they are, if Julius is on his game, them boys cannot stop him. I don't care what anyone says, they can't. Julius will take them and put them in the shed and spank them. I'm gonna just leave it like that.
Whoa, okay.
So and I'm just talking about talent. But right now Julius hasn't proved it in the playoffs, so he needs to prove it in the playoffs, and he needs to work himself back. Same thing with OG. Now OG, the one great thing about him, his defense. So he kind of
Mm.
helps you right there, and then being in the corner and hitting those corner threes. That's what helps. That's what helps Jalen, because when you have Dante, OG, and even Randall spaced out, so now and then you could do pick and roll. Now it forces it changes the whole dynamics of a defense.
Hmm.
So that's why yes, we want those guys to be back, but my concern right now with 11 games left, what kind of rhythm can you get them into? And
Yeah, because in the playoffs,
it's
you want to go into the playoffs playing your best basketball. You want to go in
ooh,
rhythm. You want to go in. You want to go in hot. You want to go in. Kind of streaking in that aspect because that's how you win, man. That's how you win, man. You got to and look, you playing the Magic. Could you be playing the Pacers? Which matchup you think is coach? You think is a better matchup?
Orlando can play defense, so that's the
So
thing.
you
The
think so you think
Pacers,
the pace you rather play the Pacers.
the Pacers are going to try and outscore you. So with the Knicks, because they do play defense and they can hold you down, it doesn't matter how many points you score. They can at least get on the defensive end and hold it down. Same thing with Orlando. They do at least play defense. They're
Mm-hmm.
not they I think they're in the top 10 if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
But the Knicks are literally what, 2, 3 in the league. So
Mm-hmm.
so if in terms of matchups in the first round, that's who I would want to go against first. I get it. They have some great talent, offensively, but like I said, in the playoffs, defense is what it steps up, man.
Yeah.
And the Knicks play some very good team defense, even their second unit. And I would love to see Miles McBride on.
Aren't the Knicks like what number two in defense?
Yeah, they're like 2 or 3 in defense in the league. So
Mm.
and that's the thing. It's
That's
like
Hey, that gets it done in the playoffs, man. Like,
exactly,
give me the team that can play some defense, man, and going into a playoff series, man, versus the team that's trying to score a bunch of points. Mike
hmm
D'Antoni, um, coached a lot of years in this league, man, trying to score points, man. Never won a championship, so
exactly.
um,
What's
but
up, Hit Squad, man? Peace, man. Thanks for being
yeah,
tapping in.
man, peace, man, peace, man. What's good with y'all, man? Appreciate y'all coming through, man. But yo, so what? How far you think this Knicks team can go, man? So because I'm looking at I'm, I'm looking at the standings right here. Okay, so say they get past the
The Magic.
Magic,
Mm-hmm.
and you probably gonna be playing the Celtics. Though some
hmm
crazy upset happens. But is that where it stops for the Knicks?
If you get the Celtics in the second round, then especially with the guys coming back, it's I don't think it'll be a sweep, but it could be a 6 or 7 game series for Boston. I have to be honest,
Mm,
man. I have to be honest. I mean,
word. Okay.
Boston. I mean, they have depth also. They
Woo.
play a good offense. They can also play some defense. So it'll be that old school type of defense. So now, and they have what's his name, who can match up 1-on-1 with Brunson. What's his name? Who they just well, he didn't get him from Milwaukee. He got him from Portland. Um,
Mhm.
Holiday. So I mean, the Celtics definitely
It's
have
good,
have that
Zion.
there. I will say this: the whole thing with the Knicks depends on Cleveland, and
Mm.
they're a half a game behind Cleveland. They're
That's
half
what
a
it doesn't make more sense to try to get to 3. Is
yes, yes.
Milwaukee's a better matchup is in that second round.
Yes. I mean, because right now, um, Dame, does his thing. I can't crap on him. He can take over
Mm.
a game, but so can Brunson. And the Knicks can, defensively, they can do what they need to do. If you're going to sit here and say, well, who matches up with the Greek Freak? Well,
Mhm.
the way they play defense, and I think OG can match up with him. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to shut him out, no. But, in terms of saying he's going to get 30, 40 points, you might get one game where he can get 30 points, but I think you can hold him down to, 22 to 25 points if OG is in there playing his defense.
Who,
And then,
Tatum?
no, I'm talking when we're talking about the Bucks.
Are you talking about the Bucks?
Yeah.
You
Because
talking
I
about
said,
you said, oh, you talking about Dame?
no, I said in terms of Giannis, the Knicks have OG who can play up on him defensively. That's what I'm getting at.
Mm, I don't know, man.
Giannis is not going to go for a 30 point on the Knicks defensive with the way they play
I
defense.
don't know if
Mm,
OG Ananobi is going to be able to do with anything with Giannis in the playoffs if he's
Shut
healthy.
him down, no, but slow him
I'm
down.
sorry.
Slow him down. That's why I'm saying. That's why I said he's not. You might get one 30 point game, but to be honest, do you think it's going to be a 30 point series for him? No, no, no. I mean,
Ah,
bro,
possibly, man.
no.
Um,
I would say you probably get that from Dame before you would get that consistently from Giannis, because his thing is attacking the paint. You would just want to force him to shoot from the outside on a consistent basis and take your chances there. So
mm,
that's the reason why I say that. And if you can get Brunson going and attacking the paint, then what does it do? It forces Giannis and Lurch to collapse the paint. Now Chris Middleton, he's coming back. It's kind of the same thing with Julius for us. So it's like, that's why this would be a better matchup versus Boston.
mm,
You think
uh,
Boston would be a better matchup for the Knicks?
mm, no, I don't. I don't think Boston will be a better matchup. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just uh, look. Milwaukee could lose they second round. Milwaukee's a funny team like that.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
could get. I mean, I know Zion is a Heat fan.
Mm-hmm.
They could get knocked off by the Heat, man. But I mean, how confident are you that you can get to 3 against? I know y'all pretty much right there, neck and neck. Do,
Oh,
do the Knicks play Cleveland again?
hold on, let me double
'Cause
check.
that's
I'll
gonna
tell
be a
you.
big game if they do.
Why am I on? Oh, I was on Rutgers. That's why. Let me get off of Rutgers. Next schedule. Okay, so we have the Raptors tomorrow, the Spurs, the Thunder
Mm,
to close out the month. Then we're at the Heat. We host the Kings, at the Bulls, host the Bucks. I mean, no, we're at the Bulls, at the Bucks, at the Bulls, at the Celtics. Host you guys, host the Bulls. So no, we don't play Cleveland anymore. But we do have the season series against them.
mm.
So April,
Y'all got a favorable schedule. It
no,
sounds
we
like
don't.
too.
April to close out this month, the last three games. Like I just said, the last three games we have the Raptors tomorrow, Then we're
Trash.
at the Spurs.
Trash.
Then we host the Thunder.
Okay.
Then we are at Miami. We host the Kings.
Mm,
We're at
tough
the
one.
Bulls. We're at the
That's
Bucks. We're at the Bulls. We're at the Celtics. That 4 game series is not easy. You can't just say the Bulls because the Bulls are
man.
fighting
Ain't
the Nets and the
nobody.
Bulls. No, what
The
I'm
Nets
getting at,
and the Bulls.
no,
Yeah,
no, no, you're
right.
missing what I'm saying because that's why I said Julius and OG and Mitchell have to come in. Now, if they're there, then yes, we have a great shot against the Bulls. I'm not going to sit here and say we don't, but we're playing three
If
games
they
against the
ain't
Bulls.
there, y'all got a good shot against the Bulls, man.
Do I
It's
think
the
we could take two of
Bulls.
the three? Yes, but that my point being is the question is, do we have a good shot to get to number three
Yeah,
based off
that's
of
the
that
question.
schedule? Based off of that schedule, it's a tough fight.
I disagree. Looks like
The
it's
Thunder
there on the
are a tough
platter for
team.
you.
The Thunder are a tough team. We're at Miami. That's going to be tough. The Kings want revenge because of what we did to them out in Sacramento.
The
So that's going
Kings
to
of
be a fight.
Miami is tough, and the Thunder are tough. All them other games
The
is
Bucks, the Celtics,
okay.
the
Well, I
Bulls.
mean,
The Bulls. You're playing. You play April 5th. The
Celtics could
Bulls.
be resting players. You don't know how they gonna approach that game. And
You got
then
travel inclusive in this. That's why I'm saying that's. I look at everything, bro.
yeah, I'm looking
Like
at everything
now,
too.
if we have our full guys in and they're trying to get ready for the playoffs, then yes, I'm going to sit here and say, do I think we should take all three of the Bulls games? Yes. But it's still not an easy because you're traveling. Because after the Kings on the 4th, the
What's good,
next day
Raphael?
we have the Kings on April 4th. Then April 5th, we're at the Bulls. So now you're traveling. Then Sunday, you're at the Bucks. Then you come back that Tuesday to the Bulls. So that's traveling back and forth. That's I also factor all that in. Then you got to turn around and go to the Celtics on the 11th.
Mm.
So it's like that right there. That's why I say with the Bulls, what you're saying is true in we should handle them, but I also factor in travel, man. And
Man,
the point is you said the number 3 spot. Let me look at Cleveland. Let me look and see what Cleveland
what's
has.
Cleveland's record? Yeah, that's what we gotta compare, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Appreciate y'all chiming
Ooh,
in, man. I
Cle-
see
Cle-
you, Zion. Appreciate you coming through, bro. Raphael, appreciate you. Neymar, what's good with you, bro?
Okay, here we
Appreciate you
go.
coming through, man.
Okay,
Appreciate your
they
support.
just beat the Hornets yesterday. They're at the Hornets tomorrow. Then they host the 76ers. Then they're at the Nuggets to close out March.
Hmm.
Then they're at the Jazz, at the Suns, at the Lakers, at the Clippers. Then they
Mm.
host the Grizzlies, host the Pacers, host the Hornets. That West Coast trip is that West Coast trip is what
Yeah,
can
they got a tough schedule.
yes. So and that's why with the Knicks, that's why I'm saying those games are going to be even more important. Yes, if we do what we're supposed to do, yeah, man. Yeah, we should be able to handle to handle Boston. I mean, not Boston, handle Chicago, but
Mm.
it's also the Knicks, man. It's always the Knicks. That's why I'm not going to sit here and say yes, but to get to number 3, it's in our hands to get there because we're only at
Nemar's
half the
asking
game.
about Mitchell Robinson. When do you think he'll be back?
Well, Mitchell Robinson, he's been working out. If that's what you're saying, if you're talking about for next year, Isaiah Hartenstein is a free agent, so Mitchell Robinson is under contract, and Mitchell, I think, has 2 more years. I think he's two because he signed a 4-year contract. So, do I want Hartenstein back? Yeah, but he's played himself into some money. So, and he's shown he can start in this league. So somebody's going to give him money. Do you want to play? Because Mitchell got a 4-year, $60 million. Do you want to turn around and play Hartenstein a 4-year, $60 million? You're paying
Mm.
literally 2 centers, what,
Yeah,
$15 million? Nah, nah, nah. Um, the Magic should not be easy because the Knicks lost the season series to the Magic. What is Zion? Do you think Knicks bring Mitchell Robinson? Oh, what up, Zion? Do you think they bring? Mitchell is when you say bring him back, are you talking about off an injury or for next year, Neymar? Because if it's next year, he's already under contract.
Yeah.
Now, if you're saying, are you going to trade him? I don't know if I'm ready to do all that, bro. I'm sorry. Uh, Even if Mitchell's coming off the bench and you bring Hartenstein back, I'm not
Is
ready.
Hartenstein on a 1 year deal?
No, when he signed, he was 3 years. This is his third year. No, 2 years. He was 2 years.
Oh, okay, okay,
It was last year and this year. So
okay.
Mitchell Robinson is under contract. How can you be mad? He's under contract. Now, if you're talking about trading, depends on what you're getting back. Do I want to trade him? No, hell no. I want Isaiah back too.
Hmm.
If Isaiah says, I want to come back and he's going to give us a friendly, break, sure, let's go. Because they would be the best to me, or probably one of the top two center combination in the league. You know,
Hmm.
Hartenstein gives you that nice little push floater. Great at reading the defense, making the right pass, getting rebounds, setting picks. Defensively, he gets you blocks, so he does intimidate. Mitchell, is great with the pick and roll, and he's in a sense the old DeAndre Jordan with the Clippers back in the day. And what he does on the defense. He's also great at offensive rebounding. So yeah, I would want both of them back. But in terms of business, it's what is Hartenstein going to command in the open market, and somebody's going to offer him the money. And I don't think the Knicks are going to be able to because you also have
Yeah.
to worry about OG. OG is not under contract after this year, so you have to
How
sign
old
him.
is Hartenstein?
25.
Wow, he's
He's
still
young.
young too.
Yeah. He's a young guy. Hartenstein, Isaiah Hartenstein. Do you have the age on here? Give me. Yeah, he's 25. He was born May 5th, so he'll be 26 this year.
Mm.
He's a legitimate 7 footer, so he has good size. What people don't realize when he was with the Clippers, he was also a 3-point shooter. He hasn't been asked to do that here, so they got
Mm.
Pablo and a bunch of youngsters as a fan of the Knicks. I appreciate you being conservative, but Knicks gonna smoke them. And mm, I hope you're right, Zion. But I can't sit here after you lose 3-1. You got to prove. You got something to prove to me. I think the Knicks get need three cap schedules harder. Yeah, ready. What's up, Miz? Pacers, Arla, scarier. No, they're not scarier because they want to run and gun, and the Knicks have the one thing that can hold them down, and that's defense. Zion, as a Miami Heat fan, playoffs, that defense turns up, man. Teams can
Yeah,
score.
buddy.
Teams can score during the regular season, but when you get to the playoffs and you're playing a 7 game series, so teams now get to study you and they really know what's going on. So um, I think the Pacers would be a better matchup for the Knicks because they also don't play the defense where the Magic do play defense. And I think they're a top 10 defense in the league. So, it would be a low scoring game, but, they can at least control the Pacers. So I don't like Alex Burke or Bug. Yeah, we know that. Most Knicks fans don't. Bogey is yeah, you expecting 20 points and CP the franchise killing. He's on the Alex Burks hive and people kill him for it. Now Burks has been the last couple of games starting to get into a little rhythm, but you know, he didn't play yesterday for whatever injury purposes. But now if he gets back to the Alex Burke he was when he was here the first time, then. But this trade was bad for both teams. Detroit is
Mhm.
not getting anything out of what you call it either. He's injured.
Detroit ain't getting nothing out of nobody.
No, no. So
They ain't getting nothing out of nobody.
so,
Not a nail,
but
not a.
into your first question, how far do I think the Knicks can get? If they have everyone, and that's not a damn foul. I'm sorry. Um, if they have everyone and they could start getting into a rhythm, and they were playing like they were before OG got hurt, then depending on where they're seated, Eastern Conference Finals can the expectation can be elevated. Yes, realistically, still got a lot of work to do to prove to me. So
Yeah. Um, I think it stops in the second round for the Knicks coach. Sorry, bro, but
I
they they
understand.
they not beating Celtics, and if the Bucks are healthy, they're not beating Milwaukee in a 7 game series. This is my opinion.
No, I understand. I
Unpopular
respect
as it
it.
may be.
No, no, I understand it as a Knicks fan. I
um,
understand. There's a lot of Knicks fans who, they're already there, but there's a facet that says they're like me. They just you have to see, and with guys coming back
yeah, and you
now,
need
if the
DiVincenzo
guys
to get 40 every game. Yeah, that ain't happening.
Tudo, what's up, Tudo? Something I got to talk to you about too in terms of rugby later. So, but in terms of now, if OG and those guys didn't get hurt and they were playing like they were right after the trade, I'm going to be honest with you. The Knicks would be the number 2 seed right now. I really
Salute
believe
to
that.
though. Salute, bro.
I really believe the Knicks would have been because they were playing. They were playing like that, and they were headed that way. But the injuries
You,
is what
you mean before
derailed them.
Randall got hurt?
Because Randall and OG before they went out with injuries.
Mm,
Remember, the Knicks were playing that after that trade. I think they only had one loss,
mm,
and with OG in the lineup, the Knicks I think have only had 3 losses since the trade, and that's with OG in the lineup.
mm.
So without him, it's a different story. So that's why I say he does so much more defensively to help them. And then when you bring in Deuce McBride off the bench, I don't worry about any point guards in what you call because his defense. I was talking to a Knicks fan. I said, and that's when I found out Deuce used to play quarterback in high school, and I was just like, oh wow, so maybe he did play defensive back, and because if you watch him his footwork and the way he gets over screens, it's like he's a defensive back. He's always in front of the basketball. So um I those two, and then with on the back end you do have Hartenstein and even Mitchell. It's you do have some good defensive guys back there. So
Yeah, true.
and they play good team defense. That's the thing that I love about this Knicks team. They play team defense. One on one, Jalen Brunson is not an elite defender. No, there's no way.
Mm-mm.
But in the team concept, same thing with DiVincenzo. But those guys. Oh, and I'm forgetting about Damn, how am I gonna forget about Josh Hart?
Josh Hart, man.
Josh Hart right now is Mr. Triple Double. He's chasing Clyde
Yeah.
for the all time Knicks record. I think he has 6 or
Salute to
7.
though, man. Appreciate you throwing the links in the chat.
So yeah, as a Knicks fan, yes, I'm being conservative. I'm being apprehensive. I'm not trying to go too far all in because every time I invest all the way in, I get myself smacked in the face. So it's like now if they can get past the second round, then I'm gonna my expectations
Oh
are gonna
yeah, if
rise.
they
But
get past the second round, then I mean, you gotta legit say that they're a team to be reckoned with, man. Because
yes,
to get past the second round, you're gonna have to beat either
Milwaukee or
Milwaukee or
Boston,
Boston. So
exactly.
you really got to take them as a threat. But I don't see it right now.
I'm with
But
you. I
yeah,
what did I just say? What did I
yeah,
just say? Now out of Boston and Milwaukee, I'd rather see Milwaukee first. Boston is
hmm
just
yeah, yeah.
Boston.
I agree with
Boston
that.
is the two teams in the NBA right now. It's Denver and Boston. I'm sorry, those are the two top teams. Peacock
Um,
Stream, please witness D Line Destroyer Assassins in action, brother. Okay,
pray for
I
my
definitely
okay. Bet.
definitely thank you, bro.
Yeah, July 20th, man. Peacock stream. Bet.
See, it's something I had to talk to you about rugby in comparison to football. But when we get to football, I'll get to it, and I'll ask you to though. So But
Yeah.
yeah, that's my thing with whatchamacallit. So, and yes, Zion, I do have to respect Miami because no matter what, Miami always just seems to sneak up on somebody. And
Yeah, you definitely can't underestimate the Heat, man. Respect to the
but
Miami Heat. They
but
usually seem
Cleveland,
to.
I'm not too worried about Cleveland. I'm sorry. I know they got Donovan Mitchell, but the Knicks for some reason have their number. And if they play the Knicks,
Cleveland's such a fake
please,
team. They
yeah,
are. They just a fake team, man. You know what I'm saying?
get the job, get the ham and cheese on roll. Going, you know. Okay, or yeah, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. So you got
Gotta get
me
the ham and cheese on the
because
roll.
I don't need pork.
Okay.
So if you're talking about food, I don't need pork. But
Ham
if
and
it's something
cheese.
else, it's something that you're talking about. I don't know what that means. So
Yeah, I don't know about the ham and cheese either. I
yeah.
don't, the ham
So,
and cheese.
but
To each his
that's it.
own, though. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
knock
no,
it.
no. I don't begrudge anybody. For me, it's not
Um,
my thing. But if it's something else, then you're just gonna have to really expand because I don't know what you mean. So, but yeah, that's the matchup for my
all
Knicks.
right, all right, all right.
But
So we'll
oh,
what
and you know what? It depends on. Nah, I can't. Well, yeah, the Sixers, and even though if they get whatchamacallit back, I have to respect them.
yeah.
Embiid, Embiid is still a problem now. The injuries are an issue, but Maxi and Embiid, but I mean, but then again, if they put it to Mitch's favorite player, his man crush, Tobias Harris, or as he says, Tobias Harris.
Pause.
No, that's what he says. That's what a lot of Sixers fans they call him Tobias. So I'm like, damn, yeah. Uh, but
um,
yeah,
Tudor
so
has a
but
question for you.
Welsh pro rugby player met with him. I hope the Giants will pick him up. Rugby players. Yeah, rugby players are different. See, that's why I said it. Go ahead. Get us into the football, bro. Go ahead.
All right,
Go ahead.
all right. So we're going to y'all hit that like button. Please hit the like button for Unpopular Opinion Sports and Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports. Coach got the new logo up there, rocking the new logo. I like it, man. I like it a lot, man.
Yeah,
For real.
my one of my new sponsors. So she did her thing. If you want to look her up, her name is Stacy Andy. It's Stacy Artworks is her business, but just look her up. She can go through what she does. She definitely does some good stuff, man. So
Mm.
and talk to her about her pricing. So and she does. It's not just logos. She'll do your portrait too. So,
Mm.
so she does personal portraits. She has a package that she'll do both of them.
Okay.
I think it's like 300 for the, but the work, the quality of the work is outstanding.
Yeah, I see. I could tell, man. That's
Yeah.
dope, man. That's dope, man. Good
And
stuff.
mine was simple. Like I told her, I said I didn't want nothing too extravagant. So I just said put sports balls in the world. Because it's Coach Jay Gladney's Amazing World of Sports. Very
Right.
simple. So but yeah, she did. Anyone looking for she's now a like she and I talk. She's now a supporter sponsor for me. So when I get
That's
back
what's up.
into doing my own stuff, you're gonna be seeing her there too. So
That's
what's
what's
up,
up.
man cave? So, but let's get into the NFL. So
That's what's up, man. Shout
before
out
we
to
get
the
into the
NFL.
draft and all of that, so there's one thing, we were on the spaces, and y'all, if you've been there, y'all heard me complaining. I don't like what the NFL just did with the hip drop thing. I get it. I understand you trying to protect, in terms of injuries, but
Hmm.
literally you've taken the ability to literally tackle from behind. You literally
Yeah.
have to be in front of them or at a front angle to get them. But otherwise, you can't tackle him from behind. It's hard because if you try and get someone from the back or even coming from a back angle and you're trying to twist and turn, your feet are
Mhm.
always going to come up. They nine
Yeah,
times out of ten,
man.
your feet, and it's not intended to hurt them, but injuries are a part of the game too. But you've now made this to the point where offenses again get a bigger advantage over defense.
And that is the point, coach. That is
Yes,
the point. They want the offense, 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 offense. You know what I'm saying? They want scoring. They want to protect these quarterbacks. They don't, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, man.
I
That's what
get
it's
it.
all about, man. It's all about the quarterback, man. You see how they boost up the quarterbacks, man. All these rule changes, you know what I'm saying, is more to protect the quarterback and to help out the offense. And eventually, man, it's going to turn into flag football. It's going to turn into
Exactly. Seven
what we
on
used to
seven.
play, 3 second hold or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What I was saying earlier today, it's going to be almost like you might as well just do 7 on 7, man. Take the offensive defensive lineman out of the game
You know?
because it makes no sense to put the defense at a disadvantage like that. And if you tackle now, it's a 15-yard penalty. It's like, and I get it,
Right.
I get the point of you're worrying about guys, but to me it's like, okay, well, if that's the case, take out the double teams in the interior of the offensive and defensive line.
Help the
Just take that.
defense out. Right.
It's like you're hindering what the defense, and guys get hurt. I understood. You took away coming across the middle and blowing guys up. I get all that. I get it. I get the jamming. You don't want to see them jamming all the way down the field like they did back in the 70s and in the 60s and so on and so forth. I get it. I understand you enforcing the rules a little bit more. But if that's the case, well, if you're going to do that, then I want to see more holding calls. I'm going to be
Mhm.
honest. There's holding damn near on every damn offensive play. So
Yeah.
why are we not being more vigilant there? No, because like you said, and I get it. You're trying to get international. You're trying to get down into Brazil, where the fan base are they're novice. They're not really into it, so they want to see points. But now you're going to get to a point where an NFL game, I'm telling you, you're going to get NFL games where there's 50, 60, 70 points being scored.
Yeah. Hmm.
And
That's what they want.
for
That's
me,
what they want.
I just you lose me. You lose. I'll be honest. And yeah, I'm an old guy, so my time is coming per se, and I get all that. And you want to get to a younger demographic and international and all that, but football is physical. It's about imposing
Yeah.
your will. Damn, Miz said he's going to sleep on it. I feel you. I want to see what and that's my thing. It's I get the PTSD. I get the CTE. I understand your intent, and I don't want to see anybody lose their quality of life. But in the same token, you know what you're getting into when you go play football.
Yeah, you
I
do.
mean, growing up as kids, I can be honest with you. We used to play with parked cars right there. How many times did we run into parked cars?
You know what
Okay,
I'm
and we,
saying?
we, we would go back and do it, or you go outside and it's snowing and you're playing tackle on the street because the snow is there. I mean, you know what you're getting into since a kid. So it's like, I get it, the NFL, you got sued and that's what you're afraid of. But you know what? Contractually, if you put in there, because I've done it, and I went over this with guys, I always said there's a point in my contract that it says you assume the risk of injury leading up to and including death. And I've seen a
Coach,
man died on the field.
you
Yes.
know what? That's any job we do. Every job comes with risk.
Yes.
Every job you do comes with some type of risk. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And so you sign up to take that risk, you know what I'm saying, to earn yourself a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you want to take out all the risk, but yet you want to raise the salary cap and
Mm-hmm.
give the players and the owners more money. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the trickery of it all right there. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
taking away from the game, but you raising ticket prices. You raising
Mm-hmm.
merchandise prices. You raising this price and that price. but you're taking away from the quality of the game. You're taking away from the
Mm-hmm.
integrity of the game with a lot of these different things that they've been doing, man. So I don't like it, man. I'm right there with you. I don't like the rule changes. They changed the kickoff rule too now. I think where it's more like the
The
with
XFL
the
was
XFL style. So
that I like. I'm
it's
not gonna
it-
lie.
it's just it's that's different now too. So, but the whole hip drop tackle, I mean, that's trash. That's trash.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just gonna be more things to argue about, more controversial calls where the ref ain't gonna know what's right and what's wrong, and they're gonna be like, whoa, I didn't think that I thought that was a hip drop tackle, and then it's gonna be more. You're gonna have to go review it, and it's gonna be more thing to talk about, something else to talk about, and something else to argue about, and be more controversial. Like it's just leave the game alone.
What a hip drop tackle is
Leave
when
it alone.
you're wrapped in controlling an offensive player and you're from behind in a sense, and your feet are up in the air and you come down on the back of his legs. That's considered a hip drop tackle. Now that one, I'm like Dallas trading Dak. Where the hell did that one come from? I mean,
Well,
Miz, you get all the stories. I'm just like, damn, I know I didn't hear that one.
I haven't heard anything about that, but they did say they wasn't going to give him a contract, so
Okay.
um he had to play out the which is fine. I mean, because at the end of the day, they not winning nothing with the dude anyway. So I mean, they're gonna. But I guess Cowboy fans are mad because they're gonna be paying Dak what 40 something million. I think if he plays somewhere
Um,
else next year.
yeah, okay. Hey, more power to him.
Yeah, man. But this heart of the city, man, we talk about the Giants and the Jets here
Yeah.
tonight.
So let's get into
Unfortunately,
the draft.
those are the I know those are crappy teams and crappy topics, and this is just get the flash and pizzazz of some of these other topics, man. But you know what?
Okay. I know you want to get into the draft, so let's go.
Let's get into it, man. Who are who first? Let's start with the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're picking six, they're picking first, so we'll do it. We'll go like that. Um, what what do you think the Giants? There's so many rumors concerning this team about what they might do and what they might not do, and now you got Dable talking, now you got John Mara talking, and now you got Joe Shane
Mm,
talking. So everybody's grasping at straws, trying to figure out who's who's gonna get picked at six. So tell me, Coach,
mm-hmm.
what's your gut feeling, man? Telling you, man, that the Giants are gonna be
Okay.
drafting at six,
If
man.
they can't trade back and get additional capital, they're going to take one of the receivers. Now, Weather's neighbors, Odunze. I've even seen rumors that Marvin Harrison is dropping. Mr. Mike Tannenbaum this morning on ESPN or going across the network proposed mock draft. And
Uh-oh.
his mock draft had the Giants taking neighbors. But here's the thing. He had Arizona taking JJ McCarthy, trading um whatchamacallit to Minnesota for the number 11 pick and a third round draft pick. And Marvin Harrison Jr. ended up with Chicago. So and now look, I've heard rumors that Marvin Harrison Jr. if he's there is going to end up with the Giants. And
Yeah,
I see
I
that, but I think he's the top receiver hands down. So, but for me, the Giants are probably going to take one of the three receivers if they're there at six. So,
yeah. Um. So. you had John Mara come out and say, Joe Shane and them, they got the green. They got the green light. Give
Mm-hmm.
me the green light.
Mm-hmm.
So they got the green light now.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, apparently they was on yellow light and then now they got the green. Go ahead, go get them now. Y'all.
But what is it going to cost you? Look, I get it moving up. What it's going to
Oh
cost you,
man.
and look, Adam, Adam said earlier on his show, do whatever you got to do to move up to go get them. And I understand
Yeah,
the
sell your
logic.
shoes, sell your socks,
So, and I get it.
sell
Look.
your
In the same
drawers.
token, if that's who you
Pause.
want, if that's who you want, then do what you got to do to go up and get them. Seriously, I don't agree with it, but you know what? If
It's
that's what you
crazy.
do, I'm gonna support the kid, whoever it is who's coming here. But
It's
personally
like,
speaking, yeah, Tannenbaum's always on crack. That's why the Jets were so screwed up, right? The Jets and then the Dolphins. So that's why it's like, the only thing I said, okay, that makes sense, was that he said that the Giants would take neighbors. Okay. That,
Everybody's saying the Giants gonna take neighbors. You know what that tells me, Coach? The Giants ain't taking neighbors.
neighbor. Look. In the end, a few guys in the chat already said a lot of stuff is smoke screens.
It is. It really is.
Shane is too damn smart to tell you he is not ghetto bum. He's not ghetto bum. He's not going to tell you what's in your hand and what's in his hand. He's not. He's going to give you bluffs. He's going to bluff you. He's going to get you all this stuff, Dable and Mara doing all this and these reports. Yeah, he's playing chess. He's
Mhm.
playing chess because guess what he's going to do? You think he's going to go right? He's going to fake you out and go left. So it's all smoke screen. In the end, do I want to see him trade the farm in a first round next year to go up to get one of these quarterbacks? No, no. Because the quarterback I think you can get, if you're going to take a quarterback at six, who I would, but hey, I'll get killed for it. I'm taking Penix. That's the quarterback I would take. But hey,
Mm.
but now, can you trade back? See, I would love to trade back with Minnesota and get those 2 first rounders and maybe a third or a fourth round for the number 6. And you can get Penix at 11. And you could do other things, get you a cornerback. And see, that's why I'm like, well, now if you want a
You know
quarterback,
what though? Um, two ways you can read this. Um, when you talk about Michael Penix Jr.
mm-hmm,
Um, and the Giants. One way you could read it is what you said earlier about Joe Shane not kind of showing his hand or showing his
mm-hmm,
intentions
mm-hmm,
because I haven't heard the Giants connected to Michael Penix Jr. at all.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So the other way you could read that, of course, is if they're not, doing a lot of homework on him, they're not interested. So
mm-hmm.
how would you look at that when it comes to because I keep hearing people say, draft Penix, draft Penix, and I'm all for that, but I don't I don't see the interest
How many
with
times
the
have you
Giants.
heard? How many times have you heard a player say, "I didn't even hear from that team and they drafted him"?
And that's what I'm saying. Is that the smoke right
It
there?
could be. That's what all it is. Even what we're talking about, even what I'm talking about, I don't really know, but I'm giving you trying to give you an educated guess.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I do believe is Shane is not telling everybody what is he doing his investigation. What is it going to take to get up to number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever. Yeah, he's
Mm-hmm.
done that. Yeah, he's done that. Has he called teams behind him? What are you willing to give me to get to the number 6 spot?
Mm-hmm.
Do I think he's done that? Yes. Have people taken that and said they're trying to read the tea leaves and figure out what he's doing? Yeah, yeah. But that's number one. That's a general manager doing his due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
He's not giving out a lot of information.
Sent you the
He's really
link
not.
on Twitter, Miss.
He's not giving out a lot of information. He's not going to come out in a public forum like Dave Gettlebaum and sit down and tell you exactly, oh, I want this player or I'm in love with this player. And
Mm,
next thing you know, somebody jumps over us to take this player who now
yeah.
is no, he's not doing it. He's too damn smart. And that's why it's like, I get it, I understand. But the business of professional sports is a good general manager is going
Mm,
to investigate. Media personalities and the media, they're going to get the information and now they want to
mm,
write up their stories. And we as fans click, 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 because guess what? That's how they get paid. That's how they
mm,
get paid.
mm.
So as more clicks they get, yeah, they're doing their jobs and they're giving us the information. In the end, when you go to the draft, how many times somebody does something and fans are like, "Oh my gosh, why did they do that? I didn't know that." Okay, okay. Well, so in the end, come draft day, when you get to the sixth pick, I mean, it's what 10 minutes now per selection. So
I
it's
think
literally,
so. Yeah.
it's going to be the first hour and a half. We're going to know hour and 45 minutes. We're going to know what the Giants are doing, whether they pick someone or they make a trade. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be some tense moments out there at the draft, man. But Miz, man, what's
what's
good
up,
with you,
Miz?
bro?
I'm
What's
good. What's
up,
going on?
man?
I'm good, man.
Miz in the flesh. That's right, man.
I'm all right. Everything's good, man. Everything's good. Every day's a new story, man. Can't listen to it no more. It's become a soap opera, and that's
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
NFL wants, bro. They
That's
want.
what
They
they
want it.
want.
Yeah, they want to keep their sport at the top of the sports TV channels and the media. Keep you watching. It's supposed to be take some time off for 2 or 3 weeks, but instead they're gonna feed you
Mm-mm,
a new
mm-mm,
story.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Today, Washington's drafting JJ, which is complete bullshit. There's no way in the world they're drafting JJ. And then Dak Prescott's a free agent next year, and now they want to try to pin him to the Giants. I mean, it's a new story every afternoon, bro. You can't make this stuff up. You really can't, bro.
But Miz, you and I, we've been here for so many years and we've seen it. Yes, the NFL is just doing what they need to do to keep people interested all year round. Because yeah, you're right. Back in the days, once the NFL was done, what we do, it was basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever. You went to something else, or you're traveling with your family, and you just wait for training camp to start, so you just start to get into it. But now, with the draft and all of this trades, free agency, yeah, it keeps people interested. And guess what? We eat it up. We all do. I'm
Oh
guilty.
yeah, yeah. Me
I'm
too. I
guilty.
admit it. Me too. I hear every story and I get hyped for a moment. Yep.
Exactly. So, but then that's why it's like, look, I sit down and I look, it's a business. And that's what they want to do. They're selling us a product. We are the consumers, and that's what they want.
But
So
you know what's
Miz,
funny,
what
Coach?
what 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 do you think? What do you think this Giants team is going to do at 6, man? All
Well,
the
well,
all
just
the
just real
all
quick,
the
NYG.
rumors.
Before we
What,
go there, just
Ooh.
wanted to say, what's shit, fuck, I forgot. Never mind. Go ahead, man. It slipped out my mind.
That's
oh
what
man.
happens when we get old, Miz.
Oh
I
no, what
get
I was
you.
gonna say is this, man. Cause a lot of times I believe this. Us fans, we kind of have a clue. We could kind of pin
Hmm.
certain players to certain teams by the way the franchise is, the way their history has been. A lot of that is
Hmm.
true. And
Hmm.
we could pin it better than these guys. Some of these guys on TV, like Tannenbaum, I hope he's just joking. Because there's got to be something wrong up there
He's
with some of
reaching
the
for
things.
clicks,
No, no,
man.
no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Miz.
all right.
Remember he wrote it for ESPN Plus, so
He's
that's the
not that
thing.
stupid.
You
Yeah.
want people, you want that to circulate so people can click on it because he gets paid off of the clicks.
Yeah, but coach, at some point you gotta at least be somewhat realistic. He throws shit out there that no, or none of us even would listen to. We just laugh, like.
But Miz, there are fans that eat it up. See, we're looking at it from only a New York fan base perspective. Remember, this is national. So there are people in other fan bases and other demographics that eat that up. I can sit down right now. I can only imagine being in Arizona what they're saying right now with that article. I should have
What was
asked I
what was
should have
what
asked
was
you.
what was the article? What was this article? It might have
This
slipped
was
my mind.
today. No, this was today. That's what I was talking about earlier, where he said that the Cardinals take JJ McCarthy and they trade what's his name, the
Kyler Murray.
quarterback Kyler Murray. to Minnesota with a number 3 for their number 11th round draft pick. They're a third round draft pick for their number 11 round draft pick.
Man,
So
that's so far fetched, man.
look, the first thing I said when
Well,
I
why
heard,
would
I
you want
said
to? Why
Kyler
would
Murray.
Minnesota want to pay Murray that type of money? You tell me.
It's cheaper. I think they're going what they paid what's his name, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, they
He's
was paying
making they're
Cousins.
making $9 million less. They're actually going to be paying $9 million less if they were to get Murray.
This
So
is
I
this is
just
realistically what I see. This is what I personally see on the real, the real. The only team in the top of these teams that really realistically would trade out is New England. If that even happens, it would be New England. Minnesota would
why
go to number 3 to New England
why would New England trade?
because New England wants to build their roster and they're gonna take as many picks as they can. I don't think they want a QB right now. But if Minnesota, I make a prediction right now. If New England stays put and doesn't trade out, I'll bet you New England drafts Harrison Jr. I'll bet you.
Mm-hmm. I'm with
That's
you
what
there.
I think. I'm
Yeah.
willing to. The Miz is willing to make a bet on that with anybody.
Yeah. I totally agree with you, Miz, because I think I think all the smoke with the quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as people trying to make it out to be, that very rarely happens in the NFL. Like,
Right.
come on now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not gonna take a
Oh,
quarterback. You know what I'm
J-Kid
saying?
said it
Zion,
was
my
11th
brother
and
Zion, call me.
23rd. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Now,
Okay.
what's up? Just telling Zion what's going on. Give me a call. We always talk.
Oh,
Yeah, I think Harrison Jr. would go to New England if they
what's
don't
up, Coach?
get what they want.
Thanks for tuning in, Coach. I really appreciate you tapping in. East Coast Gridiron.
What's good? What's good with your East Coast?
Definitely, he did.
And then to be real with you, Coach,
Mhm.
if somehow he does, if we're wrong and New England doesn't take him, Arizona's 1,000% taking him.
I think they're taking him, but again, I was just giving the hypotheticals off of that, and look, if that was to happen, okay. My point being is, if Marvin Harrison Jr. and Neighbors are both sitting there, who are the Giants taking? Personally, I think it's Marvin Harrison Jr. if they're not trading back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
If
without a
Harrison
doubt.
Jr. makes it to, if Harrison Jr. gets past 5, if the Chargers go up to the podium and take whoever it is, let's say
They're
Joe
going to take a
Alt,
line. Yeah, I think they're linemen. Yeah.
they go Joe Alt according to what Harbaugh was talking about with the O line today, right? Yo, before the Chargers could come off the stage, the Giants are already at the podium. Give me Harrison Jr.
That's my thinking also. If they're both there, Neighbors and Harrison Jr., and the Giants are not able to trade back, yeah, you go with Harrison Jr. Bigger, yeah. Neighbors is dynamic. Don't get me wrong. He has that quick twitch ability. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is a bigger version of his father. He's very smooth. His catch radius is good. The way he cradles, and what I like to say, he baby catches the ball. So it's like if you're trying to catch a baby, you're going to cradle it into your hands and then into your body. So if in a situation like that, based off of this scenario that Tannenbaum predicted, I can't see the Giants passing on Marvin Harrison Jr. over Neighbors. I just can't personally. So yeah, thanks, bro.
No.
Everyone on
Yeah.
my end is good.
Um, that's crazy. To pass on Marvin Harrison Jr. And Malik Neighbors is nice. I like Malik Neighbors. He's my second rated receiver in this
Mm-hmm.
class.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you don't pass on a talent like Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, the smoke is with the comments with John Mara. What do you guys read into what Mara said as far as him saying that Joe Shane and them they had the green light
I just think he's saying he has confidence in those two, and to be honest with you,
quarterback.
it
Yeah.
also says to me that people say that, oh, they're on a short leash for next year. No, I think that basically says that if he's coming out saying that, he knows that they're trying to build this roster, whichever way, whether it's through a quarterback or getting assets and building it. he's given them the time to build this organization to a certain point. So,
Okay.
That's why I went on the
What
Twitter
do you
space
think?
today
What do you
for a
think,
quick
Miz?
second. I hopped on the space for a quick second because I can't take too much of them, but I wanted to tell them that that's exactly what I told them. I said, yo, if you listen to what Mara was saying today, and we probably know this already, Gable and Shane are going to be here for at least a few more years. It
mm-hmm,
don't matter unless they have like a 2-win season next year, which I don't see happening. They're
exactly,
building this thing, and the keys now belong to Joe Shane. It's his pick on draft night. That's it.
exactly. I mean, look, first and foremost, Shane has done what a lot of us have been crying about. Shout out to G Nation Lou, fix the offensive line, and hopefully we're there. Now, whether you move Neil inside or not, I'm still of the mindset I see something there. I want to develop him, but still, you move him inside the guard, okay, whatever. You have Illuminor, Je there, okay. The point being is we're doing what we need to do to fix the offensive line. Offensive line, if you can just get to the middle of the pack. What do we always say? NYG, you said it. Just be middle of the pack right now. We could do so much
Yeah.
more.
Be
Now
baseline.
the skill sets, okay, depending on who's there. But Shane, you said it, NYG, he wants to pass. He's not
Mhm.
really trying to run the ball. He wants to pass more than anything. So that's what I see that they're doing. That's what they're doing. So now they can, in this draft, do other things and attack other aspects. Get you a receiver. Defensively, get you a number two cornerback. Little things like that. Burton is all right, but um, you know, well, look, yeah, my top four is Harrison Jr., Neighbors, um, Rome, and actually Lad McConkey. I love Lad McConkey. He's my number four. So, and I know that everyone's going to talk about the Texas too. I get it, but if you really watch Lad McConkey, that man can get open. So, but getting back to the Giants and um,
You got Thomas Jr. too. I think he's way up there.
yeah, no, this is a deep wide receiver draft. So, I mean, you got Xavier Legette, who can actually be a number, Keon Coleman. We can
Mhm.
go on and talk about, it's just what are you trying to do in terms of your system and how are you trying to fit them in to what you want to do. For the Giants, we really need a number one. We have role players. We do. We have those role players who, you know what? They can help a number two. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Right.
Say what?
I nah. It's no.
Mhm.
Milwaukee was just up by 10 over LA, and LA now has tied it with point 0.8, and I think they're getting the ball in the fourth quarter.
I'm gonna put it on. Yeah.
I'm talking to you guys, and I turn up and I look, and I'm like, they're tied. Wait a minute,
Yeah.
they were just up by 10 points.
101 with 1 second left. 101.
Brent, I was actually watching tape on Brennan Rice
Overtime.
Mm-hmm.
the other night, Zion, and I see some good things there. I think he could be a pretty good possession receiver. Somebody that's gonna make like those tough
Y'all
catches
gonna
over the middle.
y'all gonna keep
Um,
messing with me, and I'm gonna pull up wide receivers so we can watch film
I
on. But
don't,
no,
I don't, I don't
nah,
think, but no, I don't think Brendan Rice is somebody that's going to come in and be somebody's number one
no,
receiver.
no.
Um, but
Another-
yeah,
He,
he could definitely be a number two. He could be like a solid possession type receiver. He doesn't. I don't see the explosiveness in his game like that. As far as like one of some of these other receivers at the top of the draft.
he's hurt by the fact that he's Jerry Rice's son, and fan bases are going to expect him to be his dad in a sense, and
Yeah,
he's not
that's
his
not
dad.
that's not fair. That's not fair to him. He's not that. So and that's why it's like okay, um,
And honestly,
you
coach, he's not even built like his dad. He's way more
mm-mm.
big up top.
Yeah,
yeah, he built like he kind of looked like a little Anquan Bolden out there a little bit,
Yeah.
like
mhm.
like one of those
Well,
type of
Fitzgerald,
receivers,
Fitzgerald.
physical, man. Just so you can be more like a physical possession type, more physical
Now,
presence.
if the
You know what I
Giants were to
mean?
draft him later in the draft, but now it's like, well, where's he going to be? Because, or where you going to position him? Because I mean, you have Slayton, you have Hodgins, you have Wandell. Who else am I forgetting? Oh, Hyatt.
Mm-hmm.
So it's now he's a different receiver in terms of body structure. But if you look at all of that, the closest one is Hodgins, because Hodgins is more the possession receiver. He's not going to break away,
Yeah.
but that's about it. But yeah, he's not a number one. So you would love to see Brandon at tight end. I don't think he's built for that. Now, if you're talking about a slot tight end coach, I'll give you that. But inline, I can't see him as an inline. I mean, what's his measurables? Let me see. Let me
Mm.
see. NFL draft.
Hold on, now I'm gonna ask a question.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna
Go ahead,
ask a
bro.
question now for everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna take it there, NYG. I'm
I'll
about to
take
take
you
it there.
there.
I'm gonna take it there.
Ooh, I'll take you there.
Say your
At the
piece, man.
sixth pick, and it's starting to look like there's actually a good chance that Drake May is still on the board. And I don't care what anyone says, man. I'm telling you, he's a guy that they were very interested in. If they still are or not, I don't know. But at one point, this guy Shane, they were into him. What are you
Yes.
gonna do? I know you guys are not for the quarterback at 6, but think through their brains, not every individual out here.
I mean, if they take him at 6, I'm gonna support him. I mean, hey, let's go Drake May. I mean, I
I'm just saying that because he was
I'd see
originally
if they
gonna go
I'd
top two or
see
three, right?
I'd see if they'd have a plan for Drake May would be to, allow him to sit and develop. But good as well, like I know with this fan base, that's not gonna be the case. And any NFL evaluator, all the major guys are saying the shit me and Pat was saying months ago about Drake
Mhm.
May. You know what I'm saying? He's a developmental quarterback. And if
No,
you gonna
I
take
think they all are. You know,
if you take him at 6, you better let that kid sit for a while. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
oh yeah,
And
well
that's
he
that's
ain't
all I
gonna
really
start
need
day
to say.
one. He ain't
Ooh.
gonna neither
Well,
any quarterback they
he
get is
don't
not
he might
starting day
not need
one.
to start day 131.
No,
You know what I'm
he don't have to
saying?
start till
He's
mid
gonna
December when we're out of it. If
that
we're out
dude
of it,
needs a year on the
Yes.
bench, a full
right?
year at least.
Well, if you're out of it with 3 weeks left, you can let him go get his feet wet a little, But yeah, you know what I'm saying. I agree with you.
That's a different story, yeah. But
Yeah,
and
well,
coach, just to answer your question, he's listed as 6'2", 206 pounds. So that's why, to me, even as if you're saying he's a slot receiver, okay, but slot tight end, it's just that the tight end. I guess that's the word. It's the wording. It's just the wording for me. You
mm,
know, when I think of the slot tight end, I can still put him in line even as a wing, and I can't see him, going up against a 250-pound outside linebacker edge guy. That's just me. So
mm.
now if you're just strictly leaving him in the slot, then okay.
So let's talk about the Jets here for a little bit. We heart of the city. You know what it is.
Jets,
We gotta
Jets, Jets.
you know what I'm saying? We gotta
Let me stop hating on the Jets.
yeah, so but at ten, what direction this Jets team needs to go, man? I think when we picked them in the draft, in our mock draft, Sunday, our live mock draft. If y'all haven't
Hmm.
checked it out, go check it out. We all did a live mock draft. It was pretty dope, man. We was on there, man, for a few hours, man, talking draft, talking all 32 teams. So go check that out. But I think we went Brock Bowers. Um
Hmm.
Yep.
and that seems to be an interesting pick though, because there's some thought that the Jets might want to go offensive line or even wide receiver.
Hmm.
So what are your thoughts about what this Jets team should do at number 10?
Personally, it's like we drafted. It's Bowers. I mean, Zion. I can understand going offensive line as a backup, but see, if you're going to draft in the number 10 spot as an offensive lineman, you literally going to have to sit him because remember, you have Smith and you have Moses. Now, if you're talking about moving Smith inside, I mean, I get it. I can
Mm.
understand that depending on who's there, but you have Moses, what's his name? Who
Morgan
just
Moses.
Morgan Moses, who they just brought back, and you have Smith, who you got, who came over from Dallas. I Are you going to put a number 10 pick if those guys are out there performing to sit the bench? It's not a quarterback; it's an offensive lineman. So now, I mean, I can understand it if you want to let him develop, and after the year he takes over. Okay, fine. But for me, at the number 10, now if you were talking about 17, 20, then I'm like, yeah, okay, I can understand it. But number 10, you did what you needed to do right now in terms of giving Rodgers some offensive linemen. So I
Any
think it's the tight end. I could see an edge because you just let Huff go.
Mhm.
I could understand it, but maybe a third wide receiver. But that's where I think the tight end Bowers comes into play. He's better. He
Mm.
would be better than the other tight ends they have on their roster. So, and now look, Zion, I'm not totally poo-pooing offensive line. I do understand it. I just right now because they're trying to win now. That's the thing.
Mhm.
They're trying to win now, and they want to. They're going to say we solidified the offensive line. So let's either get Rodgers another weapon or do something on the defensive side.
Any chance they take that number 10 pick and
Mm.
go trade for Ayuk or what's my other man's name that's tag right now? Wide receiver.
T. Higgins.
Higgins.
Yeah,
Any
but
chance
see
they do something like that?
the money, the money.
Hey,
Think about it.
they trying to go all in.
But no, you got to pay them almost. You got to pay them like 30, 25, $30 million. Where are you going to get that money from?
I don't know, man. That ain't my problem, but
I mean, could they do it? Could they do it? Okay, I get it. If they did
yeah,
that,
they could
bro,
find ways to push money back or down the line. You know how these teams
if
do
they
it.
did that on that offense, and you gave them an Ayuk or a Higgins, oh my gosh, seriously, that would be must see TV. I'm not gonna lie to you, that would be
Mm.
must see TV. I mean,
Because they
Rogers
got
set.
Mike Williams, and then they would have
Mhm.
Garrett
Garrett
Wilson,
Wilson.
and
I
then
mean, you still have Rucker at tight end. You have Brees
yeah,
Hall. So if you were to get a T Higgins or Ayuk over there, whew, whew,
I think they might
whew.
go that route. To be honest with
I
you,
mean, I wouldn't. So you too, Coach. You have a good night. Appreciate you stopping in. But bro, a situation like that, I just like I said, it's. I mean, Miz knows. He knows. He speaks to Buko better than he knows. I mean, what does Buko say, Miz?
yeah. What's going on in Jetsland? What's the rumors? What's the buzz out there, man? At number 10.
Oh, well, you got your fans who still don't believe in the O line, obviously, so they want to get that one more guy like Fuga, and then you
Hmm.
got your
Hmm.
fans who want them. There was some rumors that they might even trade up and try to go get a Neighbors or a Doomsday.
Mm.
Mm.
There was some rumors
No, I
about
can see
that
that. I can
that
see
they will
that.
be willing to trade their one next year along with their 10 to go up into the top five.
Wow.
What?
Because listen, it makes sense. If they're all in, then you're all in right now. That's it.
Yeah, true. No, you know what? This is right. He's right. If you're all in, then I'm going to be honest with you. I'll take that as a Giants fan. You going? I'll drop down to 10, and you gonna give me a number one next year?
Hell
I,
yeah.
I'll do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, boy.
I,
Chargers will do it. Arizona will do it. New England will do it. The Giants will do it.
yeah,
All four of those teams will do it because you're still going to get a big time player at 10.
in the top 10, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get a first round pick next year. And what do I always say, NYG? Look, if push come to shove, um,
So if Marvin Harrison Jr. is at 6 and the Jets
The Jets will be on the phone. Yes, they will be.
offer you
Yes, they will.
that number 10 pick and a first round pick next year, chat, coach,
hey
Miz,
man,
talk
you
to me.
just,
Talk to me.
uh,
If is it would you do that
oh my
if the
gosh.
Jets come calling and Marvin Harrison Jr. is there at 6 and they say we'll give you number 10, a 1 and maybe a third rounder this year.
Done deal.
Yeah. Yes,
Done deal.
you got to
Done
do it.
deal. Once you put that third round in there, it's a done deal. For me. For me.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
done
I
deal.
think it's gonna have to be something else more
No,
than the two firsts, right?
It
well,
might not be a
yeah.
third, maybe later, maybe a four. I don't know.
Well, okay, say a fourth.
It's still for. I mean, it's still a value pick. I mean, third or fourth, it doesn't matter. One
For
of
us, you
those
got to
two.
do it because you get
You,
two
you-
ones next year, right? And if the QB thing don't work out this year, you're set up to go up and get your quarterback
yes.
next year.
Mm.
See, Diella said not gonna not no not giving up Harrison or Neighbors. But bro, that's why it's
Uh,
like that's why I
That's
said
what I'm
the
saying.
two first
That's
rounds, and
tough.
then when he said the two first rounders, I was just like, "Eh." But now when he threw in that third and that fourth round, we have too many holes. You could still trade back. I mean, heck, you can even get. We were talking about Xavier Leggett earlier. I mean, I don't know. They're not Harrison Jr. I'm not putting them on the same pedestal, but I'm having two first rounders next year.
What's good,
That
Eric?
quarterback issues, you could do certain things to trade up. I mean, but I do understand where DL is coming from. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't, but
That's tough. Marvin Harrison
the
Jr. though.
juniors
I
there.
mean,
It's
you got to think about it. You got to think like, hey, this is a generational
no
talent.
talent.
Everybody talks about. You know what I mean? I mean, he is that guy. So,
yeah, but to be honest with you,
Miz,
NYC,
what's your thoughts on that?
to be honest, like this, basically, it's easy, bro. The Giants are not a team that's ready to win the championship right now. So you take that trade, you go back to 10, you get you could get your passing weapon right there, whether it's a Doomsday, Thomas Jr., even Bowers,
Mhm.
whatever. Just throwing out some names.
Yeah,
And
no,
then you got two ones next year.
no, yeah, two ones next year.
That's
Oh, was the
true.
third? Was the third this year or next year that you said NYG?
Um,
I think it would
probably
be next year
it
because
would
they
probably
don't have
be
a
a
two
next
this
year.
year. Jets don't have a two this
Next
year,
year's
so they're gonna
3. Yeah.
want to keep their third. Yeah.
So yeah, so it has to be this year. So yeah, but the point is, I mean, two ones. I
Two
mean,
ones.
yeah, I get because right now the two top quarterbacks, unless someone blows out of the water come this college year, the two top quarterbacks coming out next year are Ewers and Shedeur Sanders. And I know some people, yeah, with Shedeur. Me, I love Shedeur. I wish he was in this draft because then, as much as I love Penix, I'd take Shedeur over Penix in a heartbeat. But again, that's hypotheticals, But in this scenario, Marvin Harrison, I mean, that third might seal it for me.
Mm.
What
This,
about what's up, Delia? How you doing? What about what was I gonna say, man? Go ahead, I forgot.
But nah, man. Definitely, man. If you the Jets, man, I think you got to definitely think about, man, what you gonna do with number 10, man. Would they do something like that? Would they trade up to get Aaron Rodgers and yet another weapon? Um,
And to be honest with you, they could go NYG. They could also go backwards because they don't have a second round pick, and they would gain back their second round pick if they go back and still get a real good receiver in the middle of the first round, or let's say 20.
mm-hmm.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, you have what you call it. What's his name? Thomas. Who I talked about. You have Lab McConkey. You have the two Texas guys, Worthy, and what's the other one? Slipping my mind.
Adion Mitchell,
Yeah, yeah, whatever, Mitchell.
Adani Mitchell.
So I mean,
Isn't there a
it's
very good quarterback coach they're talking about next year coming out of Arkansas?
hmm?
There's a real good quarterback that people are talking about that he's going to be at the top of the draft with the Sanders next year from
Wait a minute, wait a minute,
Arkansas.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Arkansas University football.
Because Evan was talking about it on
According to
WFAN.
Wikipedia, the Arkansas Razorbacks
Oh
football
come
program represents the
on!
University of Arkansas in the sport of American football.
Shut up, Google. You ain't part of
No,
this
it's my
show.
fault. It's my fault. It's my fault because
That's Alexa.
Alexa,
no, no,
whatever.
no, no, no. I did
Whatever her
Google
name is.
position quarterback. Who?
There-
What am I missing?
there- 3 or
I
4
f-
quarterbacks next year. There always is.
You
But
have Malachi Singleton, Jacoby Criswell, Taylor Green, Rykar Acebo, and KJ Jackson. KJ Jackson did not come out, so he was the starter last year. So if you no, was it KJ Jackson? No, he's a freshman.
Mm.
I'd, I'd have to go research. Redshirt freshman, redshirt Jacoby Criswell, redshirt junior, Taylor Green. I don't know. I'd have to research that, Miss.
yeah, they were talking about it on
And
the radio today. That's why I brought it up. I don't
NFL
know about the guy.
draft buzz. Hold a minute, I'll tell you.
Then there's the Texas guy, right?
2025. Yeah, that's Ewers. Yeah, you got Shador Sander, Drew Alar from Penn State. You have Connor Wegman from Texas A&M, Carson Beck from Georgia, Quinn Ewers, Jalen Monroe, Tyler Van Dyke is still there. I thought he graduated. Dylan Gabriel, Preston KJ Jefferson from Arkansas. They say
Right.
he's there. I thought he was gone.
That must be the guy they were talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he was because he was their starter. I know he was. He's a big body quarterback, but he's more of a runner than he is as a passer. But I mean, he could still do his thing. Now, Riley Leonard, who went to Notre Dame, he's the other one. What's up, Leaf? Um, yeah,
Lee
but
Biggie. What's
there could
good?
be quarterbacks. The notable ones. I forgot about Drew Alar. I still don't like his game. It's just he just hasn't shown me anything. Right now, number one is Shador Sanders, projected. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I don't
um,
think his father helps his situation with what he said. He could have just
why
kept it
not?
quiet. And yeah,
Nah,
he could do what he wants, but he don't need to come out and he could just
Biz.
I'm gonna do what I want to do, but he don't have to announce it to the whole planet.
I get it, but it's a tactic, man. It's a
Yeah.
tactic. It's a ploy, and that's really what it is. You don't know really. I mean,
He
yeah,
for one of the
cold
teams he's
weather.
talking about.
No, because if you're in New York, that's marketability.
Oh, all right.
Whether it's the Jets or the Giants. I mean, I get it. The cold weather. I think it's more like a Cleveland, situation like that. You're in New York. Come on, man. I get. But who wouldn't want to play in the market now? Do we have to do some better things as a team? If we get worse, then no, he's not going to be here. But if we're ascending, why wouldn't he?
No, Dion would let him come here to
Yeah,
the
he would.
Giants.
What Dion is doing is he's just putting it out there to certain markets that you're not worth it. You're really not. And others are just going to question and wonder because remember you had John Elway who did it. Don't forget Bo Jackson at a time. Remember Bo Jackson as a running back. He said I'll go baseball over football. And of course Eli, you saw what Eli did with the Giants. So this is a day and age, like I was talking, someone was talking to me. He's like, Coach, this is day and age. Players know their worth, man. They know their worth, and they know they control the market and the narrative. And then NIL plays a role. If these are high end players, they can just go back to school and get another
Yeah,
$5-10 million. They don't have to come out. So it's not
fact.
about money. It's not about the money anymore. So NIL has played a big role in
What's
professional
good,
sports.
Alex? What's good,
Alex,
in the
brother,
Bronx?
what's up, man?
What's up with them
So
Yankees, man?
Carolina is
The
definitely one of
Stankies.
Carolina
they're
Panthers
in
is one of the
they're
teams
in
I'm definitely
second.
talking about.
Well, they already have their quarterback. You don't count them. So
Yeah, but they could bail on him by next year if he stinks this year. You know
true,
that.
true. But I think it's more the offensive line because that's the biggest issue with them. But as far as what Dan is saying, if you look at the league, across the spectrum, because when he said cold weather, I mean, damn, doesn't that take out half the damn league then?
Cold weather. I mean, this is football. I mean, come
Who
on.
said cold weather? Who
The
said that?
rumor was that he said something about oh, in cold weather or something that he don't want to play. That he doesn't want them to play in cold weather, and I'm like, that
Man,
doesn't make sense.
I'm not buying that shit, man.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe you don't want him going to Denver or something like that.
Yeah, he probably don't want him going to goddamn Cleveland
Yeah, Cleveland.
or fucking Buffaloes.
Well, Buffalo got their quarterback,
Yeah,
so
Buffalo has a quarterback. So
Yeah,
if you
for
look at
now.
yeah, they're
now,
not.
and now if the Giants don't improve, then yeah, you're right. He's not going to want to come here.
Mm.
Well, I mean,
Ooh,
he could not be talking about the Giants, and he could easily be talking about the Jets. Like, I don't want to go to that franchise. You're a
true.
loser, you know. Like,
Would you?
mm,
Would you want to put your career in
Wow,
the hands of the New York Jets? I mean,
no,
just
not really,
just
bro.
be honest.
damn! How you miss a damn layup like that?
Double overtime. Lakers Bucks.
Yeah, whatchamacallit just missed a layup. Your boy from the Nets, who's with the Lakers now.
Mm, mm.
What's his name?
What? Who?
Who
Oh,
came from
I tell you what,
Indiana?
man.
Shin Didwitty.
Yeah,
I
shit
was
did he?
telling one of my
Shit
friends
Diddy.
today.
Yeah.
I was telling one of my friends today, yo, the Jets better have a good year because if the Jets have a bad year, the whole regime's getting fired and they're tearing that whole shit apart again.
Oh man, Cade, I wish that happened. I wish that could happen. That Dion wants them to be a package deal to the same team.
Yeah.
Whew.
Dick.
Well, now, Travis Hunter does have to decide what he's going to do, offense or defense, but he can play a little bit of one on the other side. The same thing Dion did.
I'm
Mm.
going to
So,
tell you
but
right now, Coach.
I would
I'm going to
love it
tell
with the
you right
Giants.
now. We got to be careful because I got a strong feeling that Dion's going to do whatever he can to get his boys to Dallas.
True TV.
I'm
I
telling you.
mean, oh damn, I got two NBA games on.
Yeah, the
Dallas.
Dallas
Why you
Cowboys
say
are the
that?
team. I'm telling you.
Well, I get what he's saying because they're talking about Dallas getting rid of Dak, so it would be a ready-made team. So you can put him in as a rookie quarterback, and he still has the opportunity. He would have a better offensive line that he has at Colorado, so he still
Mm-hmm.
would have some good skill position players. So I get it. I
And you say
understand the
no
logic.
weather, so it's indoors, and it's the star, and it's Jerry Jones, and it's all that.
And he played for Dallas, so yeah. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, but
I don't think that's happening either.
no, I don't either. I don't. So, I mean, you can control the narrative so much, but in the end, just because he says that, a team could say, okay, fine, I'm still taking you.
Yeah, he's
You
better
either
than
going to
that.
play, you either going to play or you not going to play at all. Because once the draft comes around, he can't go back to college, so he's already committed. So yeah,
Mm.
they can make it tough, but you know what? And then as the team that holds his rights, you can now hold another team. Well, what team you want to go to? Well, this team XYZ, he wants to come to you. This is what I want from you.
Mm-hmm.
So, ooh,
Well,
I didn't even think about that, Dealer. That's a good point.
I heard a rumor a while back, and I could see it actually
That's
coming
a good
true.
point.
Is that this guy ends up in Dallas, and Deion Sanders ends up the head coach of Dallas too. I could see it happening because look, if the Cowboys don't go far next year, McCarthy's done. The truth.
Man.
Wow. You know what?
I'm
I
look, I pray for the Cowboys downfall. I really do, man, but that will be wild as hell, bro.
Hey,
that
but you see it
yo,
happen,
Miz.
NYG?
Oh,
Miss,
no, bro.
yo, damn, bro. I love the that happened. It just
That
oh
would be
my god.
wild
And
as
then you get
Nah,
your
hell.
it's not
son,
completely. It's
but
not
get
completely
you
far
know what?
fetched.
No, Miz, because his son went to high school in Texas. So I get where you're going. I truly get
There's a
what.
bigger connection there. You know that.
No, exactly. Yeah, you're
I mean,
right. When you
Dion
just
with Dion, yeah, but I don't think
Uh,
Jerry Jones is gonna allow that.
what? Jerry Jones
well,
loves
yes,
him.
he would.
Jerry Jones would
Yes, he
love
would.
that.
Jerry would. First of all, that puts even added more cachet onto
Mhm.
the Dallas Cowboys.
So
Yeah.
he gonna hand control over to Dion.
No, he's gonna make him the head coach.
You're the head coach. Bring your
I
sons
don't
here,
know.
and at
Yeah.
the same time,
I think in a
we're
situation
gonna be
like
the biggest.
that, yeah, he might want a little bit
Yeah,
more
they're gonna have
control. Deion
all the
Sanders,
limelight. They're gonna have
I
all
think
the
What?
Dion
TV
might want a little
shows.
more control, man, in a
What?
situation like that.
Nah, bro, he's gonna have the limelight. He's gonna have all
He's going
the
to
new
have
the
That's
control in
his
sports
Dallas.
channels
son,
will be
though.
talking
That's his.
about him.
He's going to have a say into who's coming. Jerry, move up and do what you got to do to go get him. So I mean, look,
Y'all
you're into
wild.
this. Well, NYG, you talk conspiracy theories. Don't you
I
talk
know,
you
but
talk conspiracy
damn, that's
theories?
wild right
Yeah,
there, bro.
but you know what?
It's on the
It
table,
does make
bro.
sense. It does. I can't.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, bro, he's gonna try to make his way there with his sons. Beautiful dome, like you said, no weather, Texas. He's been with Dallas in his history, and he's close with Jerry Jones. And Jerry Jones would love nothing more than
Ooh.
to piss the rest of the league off by doing that. I'm telling you.
Oh
Oh my
man.
God. Let's get back to the Jets. We going
We'll,
all over the place. Let's get
we'll
back to the
see,
Jets.
man. Yeah, well,
Let's get back to the Jets.
number 10 for the Jets, man. I think they should go. I don't know, man. I think they should trade. I think they should trade down or trade out. Um, possibly get more
I will do what you
picks.
guys said. Bowers is perfect for them at 10.
Yeah, or go Bowers. They could go Bowers. Um,
You give
Alex
Rogers that
says
monster over the middle. That kid's a hell of a weapon.
possibly offensive
That
tackle.
was um, Alex. My question is this though, because I said earlier, and I mean I get it. You take a tackle for the future, but if you have Smith and you have Morgan, what's his name, Moses Morgan or Morgan Moses,
Mhm.
are you going to sit your number 10 number pick for the whole year if they're playing well?
What a
That's the
bitch.
only thing. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I could think of. Trading down, yeah, I could see that.
I mean, only pick they could pick, I would guess that would start right away is the tight end Bowers.
Hmm.
Because if they pick a wide receiver, the wide receiver's not going to start over Mike Williams
He's going
or
to be number three. Remember, you're
Garrett
going three. You're
Garrett
going three.
Wilson.
You're going
Yeah.
three wide
Wait a minute.
receivers.
Let me just
So
say this. First
go
of
ahead.
all, Mike Williams is coming off a cream cheese knee. So what makes you think he's gonna be ready to
A
go full
what kind of knee?
a cream cheese knee, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like he's
Yeah.
coming
So
off
I
a
mean,
busted knee. He's
you're
not
right,
gonna be
Alex. You're
great
right.
week one.
You're right. That's fair. That's fair. Like you and what you're saying. I mean, look,
That's true.
DPA,
Now, same thing,
DPA.
coach with Tyrod Smith. He's been injured a lot lately.
No, I agree. It's just they're built right now to win now. That's why I'm saying that. They're pushing all their chips to the middle because they're trying to win now. Rogers, he says, he could be there XYZ amount of years, but realistically, one, two tops.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think this is the
So,
story.
now if you get an offensive tackle, okay, then, like you said earlier, maybe Smith moves to the inside. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
take
know.
DE. That person's any position they take probably gonna be on the bench.
True.
That roster is pretty good. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Ooh, he
that's the
missed.
world. But they are banking a lot on Aaron Rodgers. But let's keep it moving. Let's talk of baseball briefly here, man. I know opening day is about to get going. And
Come on,
So
Alex. Come on, Alex. Come join the fun.
I know
Uh,
the Yankees and the Mets both looking for starting pitchers. I know the Yankees got
hmm
Garrett Cole went down, and then the Mets Kodai Senga went down, and I think both teams are in on Jordan Montgomery. Um, I need to know
no,
what the Yankees are
he
thinking, man.
signed. I think Montgomery signed with Arizona Diamondbacks.
He did.
I think so. I think today or yesterday. I think so. I heard that on the radio today.
Oh, Alex just said he signed with Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
He
Wow.
really didn't want to be a Yankee. He held it against him that they traded him.
nobody wants. Why? What are these? What are they doing with this pitching situation here? I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. They keep
1 year,
they keep
25 million.
they keep bullshitting with the pitching, man. You know, they always bring in these hitters, these monster home run hitters, man, and then you get into the playoffs, and guess what? They strike out, they don't score no runs, don't get no hits, and your pitching gives up 8, 9 runs. Like,
Mm.
I'm
And they
like,
have to
what are
bring
we
up one
doing
of their
here?
kids, man. They have to develop one of their kids in the minors. Hopefully, he comes up and makes an impact. If not, you're gonna have to trade for a starting pitcher before the trade deadline. That's
I
all.
mean, you miss out on Snell, now Montgomery. I mean, what are we
But,
doing here?
but Snell was being an asshole, man. How many players can you give 300 million to? You know, MYG.
That's true, man. I
Mm.
get it. I get it, man. But
And the Yankees, their tax penalty is, what is
But
it? Three.
why are they so redundant with who they paying? They keep paying these big bats and like put some resource. I know Cole, but it can't just be Cole. You got Cortez, and then who
Mhm.
else after
Or
that?
they paid
You know,
Judge.
Rodon. He's been a bust.
Or they chose to pay Soto and Judge. So
Right.
Stroman is like, ugh.
I think they were gonna get Snell, and then something happened. Like Snell was trying to beat them out of more money. So
Mm. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? It's the same old situation with this Yankees team. Same old
hmm
situation, man. You don't have enough pitching. You're starting Nestor Cortez opening day versus the Houston Astros.
mm
yeah, they're gonna have to wait for
I
Cole
So
to get
mean,
back.
I mean, do you feel good about that?
no,
I mean,
no. I
am I
mean,
bugging?
no, bro. As a Yankees fan, it's just like I'm just like, it's are we even going to be in position to make the playoffs? I mean, our division with Baltimore, with Tampa Bay, with Toronto. I mean, it's not a good look for me. As a Yankee fan. So take the time out, coach. Take the time out. Take the time out.
Mhm.
Move the ball up. Thank you. I'm just not. I'm not confident. And my biggest complaint is still the same thing.
Mm.
Cashman.
Yeah.
It's and I'm not a deep baseball expert or anything like that. I'm a casual. I admit it. But I've been a Yankee fan all my life. But things have changed. Was I spoiled by George Steinbrenner? Yes, I was. But and I understand the game is different. But it's just, do we really want to win championships? Because I grew up where George Steinbrenner says, "I don't care what I got to pay. We're the damn New York Yankees. We got the money. I want the championships." So, and that's it. Alex said it. They should have gone harder after starters.
Yeah.
And they don't want to pay. If my understanding is right, Alex, tell me if I'm wrong. They don't want to pay the tax penalty because it's 3 times what it normally would be. So whoever you get, you're literally paying
Oh,
them.
so now we want to be cheap now. Okay.
Yeah, and and
Okay.
and, and
Okay.
that and that's the point. It's like
All right.
as an old school Yankee fan, I admit it. I'm spoiled. It's like look, Yankees make money.
I'm
And
not right. I'm not trying to hear that shit, man.
so
Word
it's
up.
it's it's
That's
like
why.
it's about championships. Win the championship. I want to see
Exactly.
number 28. That's what it is, and it's been since 2009.
You want to be cheap? Oh, the luxury, man, get the fuck out of here.
And that's why I was telling people 2 years ago. I know it wasn't something that people liked. The Yankees was better off letting Judge go because they would have had all that money to build a hell of a team, a great pitching
But
staff.
do you got confidence in Cashman being able to build that type of team? Is everything we talking about right now? Hell
I'm just
no.
saying back when we were thinking
I,
about.
I, I'm with you, Miz. It makes sense not to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just
We
saying
had
that was our
discussions
only
on
chance
this
of
show
building a
about that.
champion.
Remember, Coach?
Mm-hmm.
With the
But
money you're gonna pay Judge, you're not gonna be able to build a full team like they just because they don't want to spend the money like George Steinbrenner used to. You could see that they don't do that
Mm-hmm.
no more.
yeah,
And that's the thing. Like NYG, we're spoiled. We're used to them
what's
going
good,
out and
Chris?
spending the
What's good,
money.
bro? Appreciate
You
you coming.
know, so it's just like we know that when you spend that money, you're still going to get it back tenfold. And
Yeah,
then what happened to the association when Matsu, what's his name, Matsu was here, and you had the connection to Japan. There was
yeah,
money that was coming over coming
Matsu.
over that way. So it's like, where the hell did all this go? Where did we, yeah, I understand what you would call it, Steinbrenner now is not like his dad. He's not. I get it. So he worries about the money. But George Steinbrenner was making money hand over
Right.
foot.
I
And
wish he
it's
was more like his dad. Maybe we get some goddamn where.
so
And
Hey,
and
that's the thing, man.
that's
Go ahead, coach.
no, go ahead, Mitch, go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say is people like you guys were saying,
Coach
people
Rice,
blaming Cashman, but I don't think it's Cashman. I think he could only do what the owner allows him financially to do.
mm-hmm.
it's confirmed
Because you're
by
gonna
the
tell me Cashman is suddenly a bad GM. The Yankees been in the playoffs 20 out of 21 years, or something like
Oh,
that.
I didn't know that, Alex. I didn't know that. He has a share in an Italian soccer team.
Mm.
I'm
Mm.
So
saying,
See?
I mean,
bro. I'm saying, bro.
the
People
internet.
people be getting mad at Cashman, but his boss is only allowing him to do what the boss is allowing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cashman has more cachet in that organization. He does, and he's just like with this. I mean, now maybe I'm way off, but the all I ever hear is it's everything is analytics driven.
That's what I get on Cashman for that analytics bullshit.
It's there. Look, there's a way to run a sports organization, and I understand analytics. But when analytics is your overriding way of how you run and play the game and how you do business, no, because now if you're telling me that's how you do business, and I'm the opposing team. Well, the analytics say this, so you know what? I'm going off the chart just to mess with them because they're going to go by the analytics, and then when we do something different, it's totally screwing up there. And that's not just baseball. That's football. That's basketball. That's in any sport. If you base everything in analytics, strict or primarily, man, as the opponent, I know exactly what you're going to do, and I know how to go against you. It's both. Hal is cheap with luxury talks, and Cashman spends the money Hal gives him like
Like,
garbage.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
and the
that goes
Lakers
back to they fired Girardi over this shit, and that was a mistake. So
good
you
Joe
know,
point.
Girardi, yeah.
because
I didn't like.
Girardi wasn't down with their analytics shit. He
Yup,
didn't
he
Yeah,
want to hear it.
wasn't.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
that's my whole thing. It's I under this era of that's all I hear is analytics. The analytics say this, the analytics say that, and I'm a coach, so sometimes the analytics are going to be good, stats are going to be good, but my eyes are telling me what I see. And the old days. Look, you didn't just say the analytics say throw this pitch. Yeah, he does this, but you know what? Sometimes you could see that. You know what? He's good at the fastball, but he's bad at the curveball. But now you've thrown him the curveball and he's got the timing down. Are you still going to throw him a damn curveball? No, because you can see he got the timing down if he's fouling it off. That's
mm-hmm.
that's where I'm saying to me, and that's what I'm always hearing. Where it's analytics, analytics, analytics. So, and that's where I have problems with analytics because it makes you predictable.
yeah, that's
Absolutely, man.
stupid. Like you, as an analytics,
Because Christian
you
was
honestly,
brother.
as a manager, need to know. You can have
Mm,
analytics, but you gotta know when you gotta go with your brain and heart. You gotta come off.
exactly.
You know?
Besides the rotation, the biggest question is whether and how Aaron Boone will manage the offensive talent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you guys mean by that? Maybe I'm not grasping in terms of
I do
managing the
believe
offensive
that
talent.
I do believe I said this a while ago. Stanton's gonna have a big bounce back year. I believe
Well,
that.
yeah, it's exactly what he's saying. The offensive talent, meaning Stanton, Judge, LeMahieu,
Soto, Soto.
Soto, Rizzo. How you gonna put these guys in the lineup? I mean, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so how he
That's,
sets the lineup. Okay,
yeah,
okay, that's fine.
and of course, the rest days, the rotations, and different things like that. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So that's the lineup, man.
That
Yeah.
shit's annoying too, bro.
Um.
Don't be changing your lineup every single night. Do me a favor.
Mhm.
I hate
Mm.
when he does that shit, bro. Can you just get consistent with one lineup? You want to make a switch every now
Okay.
and then, whatever, but not every night you rearrange the entire lineup. That's what we saw last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, Coach Soto, Judge, Glaber, etc. Yeah, and I mean that's one thing too, man. Like some of these guys, man, they haven't had good seasons previously, man, and it seems like you, like he said, you're not getting the most out of it. Look, man, Glaber Torres was spoke about as one of the best young prospects out there. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Aaron Judge, we know what Soto can do. Stanton, the former MVP, man. Rizzo, like LeMahieu, like some of these guys, man, are talented, man. And it doesn't seem like the manager is getting the most out of the roster. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In that sense, man.
Well,
And
you gotta play baseball. You can't sit back and wait for home runs all year long. You gotta do a hit and run. You gotta steal a base. You can let a big man lay a bunt down as a surprise once in a while. You gotta do those things.
yeah, yeah, you're right, miss. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
For years we've been watching the Yankees live and die on the home run, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm with you. I mean, my all time favorite will always be Don Mattingly. So but it's a different time, different era. I get it.
In the '90s, the Yankees could hit the home runs, but they also could do all the little
Yeah.
things, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Facts, man. Facts, man. But we're gonna take it out of here, man, with Coach's Corner, man. We over the 2 hour mark. So Coach, man, what you
Mm-hmm.
what you got? You got something for us, man. I know you got
Yeah,
something. Hold on,
I
hold
got something. Go ahead.
on. Let me get the banners out your way here. Um we get it. We do it. We do it. All right. All right, man. We're gonna get into Coach's Corner, man. Take it out, man. Most definitely, man. Coach,
Mm-hmm.
um, got you covered here, man. Oh,
All right.
YG, thank you. Thanks to everyone being here for another Coach's Corner. It's been a minute, but I'm here, and I'm going to start out with one of my faves, the New York Liberty. So we're starting with the women's brackets and the NCAA's winding down. So you'll be getting into the WNBA season in May. So wanted to touch a little bit on this, starting off with Sabrina Ionescu. So most people don't know this, but she recently got married. She got married to her longtime boyfriend, who's actually an offensive lineman of the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I hope I say his name right. Don't kill me. Haranis Grasu. But they've been together for a few years. I think they were also at Oregon. That's where they met. So congratulations to Serena and Haranis. You know, I hope you guys have a long life together. So also, The Liberty have started doing what they needed to do. Now they've lost a few players. Some players are playing internationally, prepping for the Olympics, like Hans Yu and Marine Johannes. So they're staying internationally playing. They also lost Steph Dawson, who went down to the Mystics, but they did resign Jonquel Jones and Breonna Stewart. That was a definite, and they needed them to continue what they were doing from last year. Now they also made a trade with the Chicago Sky, acquiring the rights to Rebecca Gardner. She's a guard/guard, small forward. They sent them two first round draft picks, one in 2024 and one in 2025. Now, the expectation is for her, because she's coming off of an injury, to be available in 2025. But, she's more of a defensive minded type of a player, which is something that they need. Now, the draft will be coming up right after the NCAA is over with. Usually it's like within 2 weeks. The Liberty are going to have the number 11th pick in the first round. So, um, early projections where they were looking at a guard from UCLA, but now because they've lost Steph, will they transition to getting a big? So that's something that I'm going to be paying attention to. And the first regular season game for the Liberty will be down in Washington against the Mystic, and that'll be May the 14th. So just wanted to kick off with the Liberty and talk a little bit about that. Now I'm going to dive into the locals in terms of how their basketball seasons went, and touch a little bit on football with Rutgers and Syracuse. Starting with Seton Hall. Now, Seton Hall ended their season at 22-12, 13-7 in the Big East, but they did not qualify for the NCAAs. I believe they were one of the last four out. But now they were a number one seed in the NIT, and they actually won in the first round, beating last year's NIT champions North Texas. So their season's still going. So kudos to them and Coach Holloway. I know I'm a Rutgers fan, and you're one of our arch rivals, but hey, if you can do it, bring it back, bring a championship back to Jersey. Let's go. So next, I'm going to talk about St. John's. They finished their season 20-13, 11-9 in the Big East. Now, they actually were invited into the NIT because they did not get into the NCAAs, but their team voted not to take the invite. They were totally upset that they did not get in. They felt that, the close of the season, they should have been in. They rebounded after earlier getting blown out by Seton Hall, but they ended up beating them to close out the season, but they did not win the Big East, so they declined to go into the NIT. And there's also going to be a lot of changes going on in St. John's. There are players who are leaving. They're also heavy in the portal. I'm going to talk about one player a little bit later that they have their eye on, but it's important in that regard. But their season overall is over with, so now they just want to finish up their regular season. Prepping for next season by attacking the portal. Now I'm going to talk about Syracuse. Now, in terms of the locals, they're the only women. I'm going to start with their women's because they're the only local women that made any type of tournament, and that's their women's basketball team. They finished the season in the ACC at 24-8, 13-5 in the conference. They lost to Florida State in the ACC tournament. I believe it was the semifinals. And then they just lost this weekend to UConn in the second round of the NCAAs. It was a pretty good game, too. It wasn't a big blowout, but, kudos to UConn, for winning that game. But Syracuse always seems to have a tough program in the ACC. So the men's basketball team, they finished their season 20-12, 11-9 in the Big ACC, and they lost in the second round to NC State, who ended up going on to win the ACC, and they're now doing well in the NCAAs. But their season is over with, and they're looking to rebound. especially, since they don't have Coach Boeheim there anymore. So now, in terms of the football, there's some things going on. Um, they just got a commitment this weekend. Jordan Gibbs out of Longwood High School in Middle Village, New York. He's a class of 2025 athlete. He's 6'2", 170 pounds. Right now, he has no stars per 247 Sports. I haven't seen anything on any other recruiting sites. So, but I'm going to be keeping my eyes on him. I tried to get a little look on him, but I couldn't find any film. So, also, Associate Athletic Director for Football, Brad Whitkey, he actually left the program and he's headed over to Cincinnati to be the chief of staff over there. Whitkey actually was on Dino Babers' staff, but he was retained by Fran Brown to help, transition and grow the program because they're doing a good job in terms of recruiting and building a name for themselves. But now Wiki, which is going to be a big blow to them initially, is leaving to go over to Cincinnati. Now, they started spring practice on the 21st of March with their spring game on the 20th. So, I'll be keeping them, monitoring what they're going to do. In terms of recruiting ranks for 2024 overall, they're 35th nationally. They actually have 11 kids who've already enrolled. 12 are signed, and they also have 11 transfers in the class. So kudos to Syracuse for what they're doing. They're continue to, rebrand themselves and reprogram themselves and build their way back up. Finally, going to talk about my Scarlet Knights with Rutgers, starting with the women. Wasn't a good year for the women. They finished overall 8-24. 2-16, last in the Big Ten. They actually lost in the Big Ten, but what's even bigger for me with them is they actually lost 3 players to the portal. They lost their leading scorer, Kayleen Schmeichel. She was all freshman last year in the Big Ten. This year, she only played half the season due to injuries, but she was the leading scorer for the most part. And it to me, it's going to be a big blow. I definitely have to see what Coach Washington, what she's going to do. They also lost freshman Julian Herder. Her brother actually plays for the Sacramento Kings. So if you're familiar with the name Herder, her brother actually plays for the Sacramento Kings. And she's a deadly 3-point shooter. She actually started for most of the season when Kayleen was out. So to me, that's going to be a big loss. And the other one was Eric Lafayette. She's a combo guard. She's a veteran guy. She was a veteran player. She was a senior. So, those 3 right now, they were key contributors. I think on the roster, they're going to have 7 players. But they do have some players coming in. I know that they're working hard to get into the portal. They also have one of the top players coming over from Texas. She's a 4 or 5 star type of a player. But her mom, I forgot her mother's name. Her mother actually played in the WNBA, and she's familiar with the state of New Jersey because she's from Jersey. So hopefully they'll continue to rebound and build the program back up. But losing those 3 right now is definitely a big blow, especially when you're down to 7, 8 players on your roster. In terms of the men's basketball, also not a good season to close out. They ended up 15-17 overall, 7-13 in the Big Ten. They lost in the first round of the Big Ten. I think they were 11, but they did lose. This is the big thing. They actually lost 5 players in the portal right now. There's possibly one more, but Coach Pike is trying to hold on to him. I'll talk about him in a minute. But 2 of the big ones are Moat Mag and Cliff Omarui. Moat Mag is, he's been injured. There's been concerns because he could have come back, but family told him to sit out because, he was going to transfer and he didn't want a chance getting injured. So personally, I have issues with that, but, I get it. It's a business decision. He's a good defensive guy. He's kind of your 3-and-D type of a player. He'll lock down a lot of guys. He can play 3, 4, and 5. And he can even guard the number 2 on occasion, depending on who it is. And then Cliff Obenroy was a big get for Coach Pike when he first came here. Was a 4 or 5 type of a 4-star, 5-star player. center. If you've ever watched Rutgers, he's the elastic man, got those monster dunks. Now, I talked about St. John's earlier. St. John's is in on him. Now, the early reports was he was going to go ahead and sign with St. John's, but UConn also now, the past couple of days, has either offered or started conversations with him. So he put his recruitment on hold right now, and I guess he's trying to see what he can get out of UConn. All of this for Cliff is two things. It is NIL money, but it's not major, but it's also about improving his draft positioning, especially his offense. That's what he's looking to improve on to better position himself in the NBA, because right now he's more of a defensive guy, and pick and roll and get him the dunks. And in the NBA, eventually they're going to take that away from him. So, but that's the thing with Cliff. Right now, the newest is UConn, who's looking at him, so he's looking to expand his game. The other guys who have left, they were role players. They weren't going to get any major burns. Now, the one right now that I just heard about yesterday, Gavin Griffith. He was their prize get last year. He was another 4 or 5 type of a kid that Pike closed out of I believe it's out of Connecticut. But right now the concern is with the high ranking class that they have coming in that next year. His concern is about playing time. It's not about NIL. He wants to have the opportunity to play. And when you have Dylan Harper, you have Jamichael Williams, who came in and did well. You have Ace Bailey, who's coming in. You have they're in on a couple of transfer portal. One of the guys is from Princeton. He's a local guy, a stretch four who can shoot the three. So, and that's one of the things Pike wants to do. He wants to improve the offense. So Gavin's concern is he's not going to get the playing time that he wants. So, Peichel is trying to work with him because he'll be a second year player. And even if they bring in a transfer portal guy, he's still going to get playing time. But excuse me, that's his concern. So, and I understand, that's what you want to do. That's what you need to do. So, and now I'm going to get to Rutgers football. Rutgers football lost 3 guys, 2 of them offensive linemen, who medically retired from football. And, one of them is Jacob Allen. He was a 4-star recruit last year. He was injured prior to that, and the hope was that they could get him ready, but he's not going to be able to. So he's going to stay with the university. He's going to work with the strength and conditioning program, but it's a big loss because, he was going to be counted on this year. Rutgers spring practice actually started today. So today was the first day. There are going to be some interesting battles. Quarterback, between Gavin not Gavin Griffiths, the other Gavin, who was their starter last year, but they also brought in the starting quarterback who was at Minnesota last year, who played actually under Kurt Sorocker. Wide receiver, they've lost most of their seniors, so they have a lot of young guys who are playing there. The offensive line, while they did bring key guys back, there's some movement going on in the offensive line. So how will they transition? And the interior defensive line, they lost, I think, 3 of their key players, 2 starters, and 1 of their key reserves. So, but again, Shiano does a great job in terms of recruiting. He has the bodies. They're just young. Backup linebacker is also another issue. It was just released today that Tyrene Powell, who was out last year at the end of last year with a hand injury, he actually hurt his Achilles. He popped his Achilles. So Shiano said today at the presser that he's expecting him back by the start of the season. So, that's something that's going to be monitoring. But, if he comes back, he's definitely the leader of the defense, and he's going to help. They have a lot of good freshmen that are coming in that they brought in. So, I'm going to be watching that. They also had some coaching changes, not at the coordinator positions, but, positions like running back. I think the linebacker coach went to be at DC at Minnesota. So just trying to, develop a level of continuity. So right now they're prepping for their spring game. I believe I forgot to check on that. It's either the end of April or the beginning of March. Beginning of May. I have to double check that again. But it's going to be interesting, especially losing some young offensive linemen. Earlier, they lost two other offensive linemen, young freshman offensive linemen who medically retired also. So, but they've always loaded up on offensive linemen. So it's also giving other guys opportunities to come in and step up and show what they have. So, but that's pretty much it. I'm also going to be taking a look and seeing, especially this weekend, the XFL UFL start. That's the XFL USFL merger. So, and I'm going to be looking for a lot of the local guys to see who's locally on any of the rosters and see how they do. So, that's going to be it right now for Coach's Corner. If anybody has anything else that you wanted me to look into, let me know. Hit me up. You can hit me on Twitter, or you can, always reach me here. Go to Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports, whatever. You can always reach me. So you can always reach me. But that's pretty much it for Coach.
Tongue twister.
Take it away, NYG.
Good stuff, Coach, man. As always, man. Definitely appreciate you, brother. You already know what it is. I do want to touch on the March Madness here a little bit, Coach. What's your thoughts on the bracket so far, man? I'm a Tar Heel fan, so
I'm glad you talked about that, man. Because shout out to Michelle Smallman and Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. Watch them every morning, 6 to 10 on ESPNU for me. Mr. Chris Canty, I can't wait till you get back. But they had a little debate about that. Those two. Cohen he loves it because he's looking at it from the perspective you have all higher seeds, so you're going to get a better quality of play where you don't have the Cinderellas who are pushing their way through, and you can get a game in later in the rounds where it could be a blowout. Where Smallman was like, no, that's why most people watch, because they want to see the Cinderellas make a run. So, but I also get it from both ways. If you have, all the top teams, and I think out of the 16 teams, 12 are the top seeds, 1 through 4. So that's a good thing. And everyone else is, NC State is the Cinderella, and they're an 11 seed, but everyone else is from as they said, a power conference. So, and that's what Cohen's point is. He said, I'm going to be looking for good games, and yeah, we talked about that leave Zach Edey, I mean, if you watch them, defensively, that's the only issue, but offensively, the kid can play. But, that's what as you said, NC State, North Carolina, talking about Purdue, Houston. Now, Houston just got by, and that's the thing. UConn, are they going to go back to back? That's the thing. You got UConn, San Diego State. That's the national championship from last year. Houston and Duke. Think about that. Duke, and Duke is a number 5 seed. You got a 4 seed. You got NC State, which was the 11th seed. Now, shout out to Oakland. There was an amazing story. Marquette, and that's the other thing. If I'm not mistaken, Illinois is in there, Iowa State, and it was who am I missing? Purdue, Gonzaga, Alabama, Creighton. That's the other one. The Big East, they sent 3 teams in from the Big East, and all 3 teams are still there. That's Creighton, Marquette, and UConn. That speaks to the power of the Big East in terms of basketball. You got Clemson, Arizona. You look at this and you're saying, yo, these are some good games. Alabama is no slouch. They can.
I know, man. I'm like,
exactly.
Yeah,
so
man.
You look at these games and you're like, oh yeah, it's some good games that you don't have to now if you had Oakland in there, yes, it's the heartwarming story, but then you start to say will they actually match up, going forward. NC State also has a darling. That big center down there for
NC
the
State won the ACC tournament. You
yes,
got to remember that, man. They
yes.
went 5-0 on the
And
yeah,
that center, man, for a big guy, the way he moves,
yeah.
yo, I was just like, yo, shout out to the big boys, man. That's
Hmm.
just showing you big
I
boys
told
can.
you, man. The big man is coming back, man. It's making a comeback, man.
Yeah,
And then,
so so
yeah.
it's going to be, and that's like Lead for saying Zach Edey. Yeah, I've watched Zach Edey his whole career at Purdue, man. That's a big ass man, man. 7'4", literally 280, 290, 300 pounds, and he doesn't look like he has an ounce of fat on him. That
Mhm.
dude,
That's
but
gonna be
he
a good
just
game right there.
doesn't have.
Gonzaga, man. Gonzaga bring it every
The thing
tournament, yo.
is when they collapse in on him, will his guys hit the open shots? Now, if they're
Mhm.
hitting their open shots, Purdue is deadly. But if they go cold and you can limit Zach Edey, then Purdue is, because that's what Rutgers has always done whenever we played them, except for this year. Prior
Mm.
to that, we collapsed on Zach Edey and forced them to shoot from the outside, which is why we were always in the game with them and we would beat them. But now it's guys have been consistent with their shots. It's just they have to stay consistent and stay hot. Otherwise, and Gonzaga, like you said, Gonzaga is,
Mhm.
and
Don't sleep
will
on
Gonzaga
Gonzaga.
pull Gonzaga pull Zach Edey out and blow right by him? That's what I'm interested in. So, but yeah, this tournament overall in terms of the quality of games, I understand where Cone was talking about, and when you look at it, it's like, and this year it's you didn't have as many. Maybe in the first round you had some you know, Cinderella wins in a sense, but
Mm.
overall, like, let me see my brackets. Let me take a look at my brackets. If do yeah, I think
So
okay. So
yeah,
where is
so
it?
there it is, man. But
Where's my
yeah,
bracket?
just want to take a look at the NCAA tournament. Of course, I'm a Carolina fan. I'm picking
Um,
the Carolina Tar Heels to take it all
yeah,
away. You
and
know what it
and just one
is.
last thing.
So
And as far as the ladies, I know people are saying South Carolina has it down packed, and they probably do. But I'm intrigued to see if they go up against LSU, what's going to happen.
mm,
Because
interesting.
now
Yeah.
South Carolina has
They say it's more
Cordova.
intrigue on the women's side this
Yeah,
year.
yeah, but South Carolina
I'm
right
saying.
now, if they do what they're supposed to do, no one can play with them. No one. I mean, Cordova, their 6'7" center. That girl
Mm,
and right now she's projected to be maybe a number 5 or 6 in the WNBA draft. But they have a freshman player now. The girl from USC, what's her name? Out in California, that girl is tearing it up, and she's going to be a beast as she's going to be a beast as the years go on. Let me see. At a 94.99 point. Wait a minute. I've earned 510 points. Let me see with this one. Yeah, I have UConn. I have Indiana, Iowa State, UConn, Arizona. Yep, this one. I have Houston. I have Marquette. I lost Kansas, and I have
mm.
Creighton. Those are those. This is where this one bracket I have everything
Okay,
except
said Juju Watkins,
yeah, Juju
USC.
Watkins. Thank you. Yeah, the girl
Mm,
can she can ball her ass off, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah, so the way she's going, she's in the next 3 years, she's going to be an overall number one draft pick. She's that good.
Hmm.
So, and she's just a freshman, but and of course, Caitlin, you can either love her or
Yeah.
hate her,
Boo,
but
boo on Duke, Duke, boo, boo. Nope, nope. I
so
don't. Yeah, man. I don't fool with Duke. Nope.
yeah, I know you're a Carolina fan,
I'm
so
saying so. Yeah, we don't want to see Duke
so
and
and oh,
no finals of
and
nothing.
and just a FYI, NYG, because it's already started. If Florida State and Clemson can break the ACC's hold, the number one team, most the Big Ten and the SEC want is actually Carolina.
Mm.
They want Carolina because of basketball, because of football, because of education and what they bring. And the question is, will they force whoever to take Duke with
I
them?
mean, we ain't scared of the Big Ten, man.
No,
But
it's not that. It's because you first of all, you're going to make more money. You would make more money. You're making I think
I mean, it
30
went.
to.
It ain't gonna be a good thing in football, but basketball, yeah, we we
Well, why
definitely
wouldn't
can
it be? Yes, you
hold on,
would.
man. We gonna get
No,
mollywopped
you
in the
won't.
Big
You
Ten.
will hand. You will. Will you be middle of the pack? Yes, but you can also compete with Penn State. You can
Maybe.
compete. And plus the way the landscape of the conference. But then again, basketball, you would be in a great
I don't know, man. I
position.
like the ACC, man. Like,
Of course, you
I
like
ain't
it.
trying to go
You
to the
don't want to.
Big Ten.
You don't want to go there,
Right.
but bro, if you're only making $30 or $40 million in my
Only.
school, yes, no. Here's the reason why I say only. Here's the reason why I say only. When you got a school like Maryland or Rutgers that are going to be pushing $100 million, and you're only making 30 or 40 million, why do you think Clemson and Florida State are trying to leave? That's the reason why. That's why I said only. Yes, in our spectrum, yeah, I'll take $30 million. But if you're looking at it in terms of economics and business, you're playing at a disadvantage because that also goes into NIL. That goes into everything. Because if kids see that they can make more money at a Rutgers over North Carolina, what do you think is going to end up happening to them long term? That's
Mhm.
why this is a big thing, bro. That's why this next one is going to probably really set up everything. You're going to have your top tier, your top two conferences, and then everyone else.
Mm.
ACC, Big 12, Mountain West, the AAC. They're all going to be regulated to second and third tier in
Right.
terms of the power structure. That also means that if you break
Stepchildren.
it, that means Notre Dame is going to be forced to probably choose one, and it's going to be the Big Ten. And that's what I'm getting at. Trust me, when it comes to all this, it's all about the money, bro. And
They
I
might as
get
well
what
just
you're
have
saying.
NFC and AFC like they doing in goddamn the
Yes,
NFL and
yes,
they forget
yes,
about it
yes.
because if that's what they gonna do, then just go ahead and do it. Quit babying it along. I hate when they do this stuff. Yo, we're gonna drag it out,
Well,
30 years and
they
then
just
and
want to
then
make it. They just want to try and make it seem like it's about the kids when it's not.
of
It's
course we
not
know it's
about the
not.
kids. What's up, Bruce? Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
So,
shout
but
out
yeah,
to
again,
Bruce.
think about it. I mean, I'm telling you, your school is going to be, if it happens, it's going to be the big one.
Mm.
They're going to be fighting for him, and it's going to be, you know, how much money you're going to make. So and if you got Duke going over there and Virginia going over to the Big Ten, what are you going to do? You're going to say, "Oh, I'll just stay with the ACC."
Mm. I yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, if it's about money like that, man, then you know, I can't help but say, hey, that's that's what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Well, me
Mhm.
as a fan, I just like
But
I
regional,
like the old school. I like the
yeah,
old
I
school
get it.
Big East and things like
Yes,
that.
yes.
Like I like those conferences. I like the
Well, who
ACC.
do you think started all this? It's your damn conference. You came to the Big East and took Miami and Virginia Tech. Hello.
Yeah.
It was, if it wasn't for you guys, we probably wouldn't be here right now. You would still have the Big East with football and tied into it.
Mm,
It
mm.
started with the AC. Well, no, technically, it started back even in the 70s, 80s, where you had the Southwest Conference and the
Oh
Big
yeah,
Eight.
I'm sure conferences moved before. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
teams moved
yeah, yeah.
conferences before that. You know what I mean? So
Man Cave, I don't think so. I think because UNC will be forced with the opportunity, especially if Clemson, Florida State, Miami leave, and Virginia leaves. You're going to be forced to. You're going to be forced to, and yeah, the ACC will still be a conference because the other teams are going to, the other schools are going to stay together. But Yeah, NIL is good for the kids, but it's everything is money now in all sports. It's not just college, it's the pros. I mean, women's sport, it's all about the money. We all know that. That's capitalism at its best. And some people it takes away from what you grew up loving. I grew up loving the Big East, man. I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And not just football, but the basketball. You
Yeah.
know, but the basketball side then didn't want to stay with the football side, and they wanted to separate, especially after Miami and Virginia Tech and Syracuse and Pitt left. If they never left, I think it still stays the same, and then it would be exciting now. And everything would, and it's changed from a regional to now a national brand, because that's the way it is. You want to be national because you also want to do recruit. If you're not big name, you're not going to get national kids. But now, because of NIL, you can get kids. Rutgers can go to LA and get some kids to come to
Yeah.
Jersey to play, and vice versa, or go to Washington, and that's the thing. North Carolina on their brand alone, Notre Dame, Duke, they can do that on their own. They don't need it per se. But, that's the thing. That's why schools like Rutgers, like Maryland, Purdue, in terms of
Yeah.
football, they latch on to that because that's their way of surviving. But, the reality is, if you want to be truthful, in my school, I love them. I love Rutgers. But if they were to really separate football out of the Big Ten, Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, Wisconsin, SC, Oregon, Washington, those would be ones that people want to see. Basketball, Rutgers has made a little name. They were off this year, but they have a little reputation that they'll be a good program in basketball. So that's where their hat is really trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that Shiano's back, Shiano's getting us right in the right way. But um, and the thing that helps Rutgers is because of their backyard. They have a fertile recruiting. Jersey is good in basketball and football in terms of recruits. Schools come here, and then now New York City and Eastern PA. So, and that's to
Yeah.
their advantage. And if they lock those in, Rutgers will be back to where they were a few years ago. So,
Mm.
but yeah, I miss the old Big East, Georgetown, Rutgers, Seton. Well,
Yeah,
we still
man.
have Seton Hall, St. John's,
Mm-hmm.
UConn,
Yeah.
so but hey, watch it, bro. I'm telling you,
Mm.
North Carolina's. Imagine North Carolina.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I like that idea, yo.
No, you're not gonna
Oh
like
no.
it, but in terms of economics, you're gonna be forced to go that way.
Yeah, I see what you're saying though, man. But yeah, man. But we're gonna wrap it up for tonight, man. Good stuff, man. Good show, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all, man, for stopping
Yes.
by, man, for joining in, man. Yeah, man. Good to get that one back, man. You know what I'm saying? Glad to be back, man. As we do this. Heart of the City Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. You know what it is, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Let me shout out to the chat, man. Bruce Harper, man. Appreciate you coming through. Man Cave.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Always.
Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe, y'all, man. It helps us out, man. It's free to do and it don't cost you nothing. And you get free content, man. Get to hopefully pass your night, pass your evening or whatever you got going on, man. Yo, Leaf Diggy, man. Appreciate you coming through, bro. Nimar, appreciate you, man. Thanks, man, for stopping by, man. Thanks, man. Miz, man, for appreciate you, yeah, for coming through, man. Stopping by, man, and
Mm-hmm.
joining us on the show, man. Um, spitting some game. Diella, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Zion, appreciate you, man. Appreciate your support, my brother, man. Go check Zion and Mac and the boys out over there, man. Premium takes, man. They go on, I think, Friday nights now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Big Blue in the Bronx, Alex, man. Definitely, man. Go check out Alex as well, man. Appreciate him, man. Um, definitely bringing you, man, the scoops, man. Alex is is an insider now, man. He's got the
Mm-hmm.
scoop, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, Rafe, man, appreciate you, Raphael, man. Appreciate you, man. I'll tap in with you next time, Rafi, man. You know, we were live tonight, so couldn't join your show tonight, man. But appreciate you, big fan, Breezy. Appreciate you coming through, Breezy, man. As always, man. Go tap into Breezy, man. All things Brooklyn Nets. Whatever's left of them. That's all I can say, man. That's all I can say, man. Eric, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Eric Johnson, man, always showing support, man. Gridiron, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate your support, man. East Coast Gridiron,
Definitely does
definitely, man.
a lot of scouting stuff. He has been at the draft and all that. I mean, at the combine and at the Senior Bowl. He travels. He gets you out there.
Definitely, man. Tudo, man, as always, man. Appreciate you, Tudo, man. We got to catch Tudo, man. Tudo, man. For his match, man, he gave us the date. So, was it
July
July
20th.
20th? Yeah, July 20th, man. So definitely gonna catch Tudo, man. And the boys, man, crack some skulls.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely, man. Tudo always showing support. Appreciate you, man. Giants topic, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate your support. Mets, appreciate you, Mets. Appreciate your support. Chad, appreciate you, man. Appreciate your support. Coach Dave, appreciate your support. And Daniel Berry, appreciate your support. And of course, my man, Mac, the Giants fan.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, my bro. Appreciate your support, man. Um, but yeah, man, that's it for tonight, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. Definitely, like I said, glad to be back. Coach, what you got going on, man? What you got going on?
I mean, tomorrow, of course, I'm always doing pick and roll podcasts. And Thursday, Raf and I, we're going to be doing something 5 o'clock, 5 to 6. Um,
Okay.
we're going to do a little something. I'm going to talk to him a little bit later, and then I'm trying to see, like I said earlier, if I'm going to stream the new UFL kickoff. I know they have a game starting on Saturday at 1, so I'm trying to work out the logistics with that right now. So because my granddaughter might be here, so if she is, then I'm not going to be able to do it. So, but
Hmm.
definitely want to get into that and get into covering a few games there. So,
Most definitely, man. But
what about you? What you got going on?
you can catch me here, of course, Heart of the City, man, and Sundays, man, 11:45 a.m. The wake up call, man. Giants conversation, man, for all things Giants, man, all things NFL. Um, Trying to come out with some mock drafts, some more draft info for you guys, as we will be at the 2024 NFL draft in Detroit live. So definitely look out for that. Gonna be doing live streaming down there in Detroit. Um, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully get some interviews, different things like that. So we'll see what's good down there, man. But definitely be on the lookout for that, man. Coming up here in the next month. So yep.
Hmm.
We're gonna get it cracking, man. You know what I'm saying? Rocking and rolling once again, man. Over here on Unpopular Opinion Sports, man. It is your opinion, definitely, man. And you are allowed to speak it, man. Don't let nobody shut you up, man. Definitely. But that being said, we're gonna get up out of here, man. And until next time, y'all know what it is. Peace.
Peace.